experience for all of our teams, students, parents, and guests at tonight's game. That's must be one of the
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time. Hot summers in Snohomish County lead to homeowners taking steps earlier each year to keep their home comfortable. If you're thinking about air conditioning for your home, now is the perfect time. Air conditioning costs hundreds less when installed with a new furnace. If you're unsure about the age or dependability of your home comfort system, our consultants will help you determine the best solution. Our experienced technicians make sure our customers are comfortable by keeping their heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems working well. But we believe comfort is more than that. We want you to have a comfortable buying experience, to be comfortable with our technicians working in your home, and on top of that, getting a value you're comfortable with.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
It's like a loop machine. Going around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
And FM 95.3 broadcast team comes to you live from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish for this Class 4A Quad District football game between the Skyline Spartans of the Kinko League and the Glacier Grizzlies from the Western Conference. Tonight's game on KRKO, streaming live at KRKO.com and available on the KRKO app, is sponsored in part by Allstate Insurance Agent Brian Reed, Erickson Furniture, the Snohomish County PUD, Dale Wagner Law Office, GSR Rental in Monroe, Glass by Lund, Ace Hardware Stores in Lake Stevens, Everett, and Stanwood. Also brought to you by Hometown Handyman, Screen Printing Northwest, Mike Dixon, Farmers Insurance, the Law Office of Russell and Hill, McLean Insurance in Silver Lake, the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, and Hat Trick Northwest. With Joel Vincent and Steve Willett, I'm Tom Lafferty. Our spotters, Alex Clausius. Our statistician is Buddy Patrick. And our network producer this evening is Brandon Hamilton. We've also dispatched Tornado Ted Beener to Marysville tonight for the game between the Marysville Pilchuck Tomahawks and the Bishop Blanchette Braves. And Coach Vincent, we're ready for some high school football.
Yeah, this is that time of game where the adrenaline's pumping. These kids are ready to roll. They've been waiting all day for this. Makes for a long day at school while you're waiting for all this to happen, but the lights are on and they're teeing it up.
And Steve Willets, we got a break in the weather. It's dry down there.
Dry, but a little bit on the chilly side. I don't really feel it because I'm well bundled, but I know the officials a few minutes ago were already complaining. In fact, the head official tonight, Steve Jensen, said, I might have to head up to the booth and hang out with Lafferty tonight.
There's plenty of room. Come on up, just bring snacks. You tell him that. Bring snacks. So here we go, ready to go. Skyline will be kicking off. Spencer King to tee it up on the 40-yard line. Two guys back for Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak in the blue, the white jerseys of Skyline, the Spartans from the Kinco League, and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies from the Western Conference. We're ready to go. Here's the approach by King. Kind of a low line drive kick, can be fielded and then dropped at the 2-yard line to the 5-10. Olsen, 15-20, stays on his feet all the way out to the 25-yard line. Tripped up, almost looked like he ran over his own guy, but tripped up as he gets out for a 23-yard return. Put him out at the 25-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak.
Pretty good return there with a little bit of a mishandle, but he got it out to the 25. Pretty good starting position here for the Grizzlies.
And I'm going to start right away. This is an important series, I would think, for the Grizzlies.
I think so. I think whatever it is that you've practiced all week that you think is going to be your go-to stuff, you're going to try it out right here and see where you're at. And then you're going to base your future adjustments the rest of the game on what you see in this opening series. River
Lean is the quarterback, a 6', 205-pound junior, stands in the shotgun. He puts Lechner in motion out of the backfield. He'll set up his slot man to the left. Shotgun snap, back to pass. Steps up, goes down, right down the middle. He's got a man there. That's Claps, who can't make the catch. He turned around to come back to get it, and he had it at the 40-yard line and dropped the football. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, the Glacier Peak coaches in the booth next to us are a little bit beside themselves there on that one. He couldn't be more open, and River Lean puts that ball right on him. But what a good start. They run all verticals there in motion to empty, and Skyline doesn't really adjust, so they got what they wanted. They just weren't able to finish.
Boy, that makes Skyline think, though, doesn't it, defensively?
Yeah, well, now they've got 3 guys deep, 4.
Here we go. Double wide out to the left again. This time, though, Lechner stays in the backfield. They'll put a man in motion through the formation. Same guy, that's Claps. They'll give it to Lechner, though. They'll run the football around the left-hand side, looking for an opening up field. Still running laterally. Hasn't gone up the field yet, and no gain on the play. Ran a long way, went all the way out to the left side, and then is dropped for no gain. And it's J.T. Weir in on the tackle for Skyline. 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies.
Great job by Skyline there, just stringing the play out, not letting Lechner put his foot in the ground and go north-south, and just strung it out all the way to the sideline.
You got to think that he is got to go to the air here. 3rd down and 10. Give it to Claps. He'll run, tripped up and dropped. Looked like he dropped the football, I do believe. All the Skyline people are pointing like they have the ball, but I think Steve Jensen just pointed out, said no, he was down before the ball came out. It's still going to be a loss of 1, and it still brings up 4th down, but very lucky right there. He dropped the football.
Yeah, and linebacker Hunter Neal there for Skyline kind of shoots that gap and gets a hold of that jet sweep before it really gets a chance to get going.
Crandall's the dangerous one. He's deep to receive. He's got 3 return touchdowns this year off of kickoff and punt returns. 2 in 1 game. Here is a snap back. The kick is away with the left-footed kicker. Kind of short. It's going to bounce at the 50 and then go out of bounds on the near side. So that'll give Skyline the short field. Not a very auspicious start here for Glacier Peak offensively, Coach.
No, not what they wanted to see there, and it wasn't for stuff not being there. That first play was there. They just got to finish that play. We got to make that. He's got to make that catch, and then they'd be off to the races. But that didn't happen, and we'll see what Skyline opens up with here on offense.
We're going to get Steve to take a look. We think Cooper Jensen's in a sweatshirt down on the field.
Yeah, he appears to be in his street clothes.
He was out playing catch though before the game. From the 49-yard line, 1st and 10 for Skyline. Trip set to the right. They'll go with a running play and give it right straight up the middle. Bronson Terpstra. Bronson Terpstra is the running back there. A 2-yard gain. Put him into plus part of the field down to the 49-yard line of Glacier Peak. They go with a kind of a semi-huddle, but the wide receivers don't join them. They're out to the far side looking over, getting the play signaled in. It's 2nd down, 8 yards to go at the 49-yard line of GP. We're scoreless here in the first quarter. 9:48 to play in the first. Shotgun here for Joaquin Valdez as the quarterback. He'll give it on the running play. Terpstra again will carry a couple of guys with him, kind of fighting for yardage across the 45. They're going to give him 3 yards, put him just shy of the 45-yard line. Will bring up now 3rd down and about 4 yards to go here for the Skyline Spartans.
Not too surprised with the first two opening plays with what Coach Elisara was telling Steve here in the pregame that they want to establish the run. First two plays out of the gate are run plays.
Third down. If you hear things in the background, that's not any of us. Third down, 4 yards to go from the 45-yard line. Throw the pass, tipped up in the air, intercepted, I think, but I think it bounced. And he played the carom off the AstroTurf. Very, very close. No, they're going to give it to him.
And I'm looking at the replay here.
You know, the side judge pointed, and then now the officials are still meeting. And now they're going to say, nope, Steve Jensen says, yes, sir, it is. And it is a turnover. Torrey Watkins with the interception there. Boy, he just barely got it before it hit the ground.
And I think it was deflected at the line of scrimmage by one of the Glacier Peak defensive linemen, kind of batted that in the air to give him a chance to get underneath that.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line now for Glacier Peak. They get a break here, and they've got the football from the 49, 1st and 10. River Lean, the quarterback, puts a man in motion. That's collapsed through the formation. Shotgun snap, give it to Lechner. He'll carry the football. Nope, that door closed, so he's going to head out to the right-hand side. That door closed as well, and he's tripped up and brought down, I think, for maybe a loss of a yard here. Michael Roney in on the stop for the Skyline Spartans. Coach, nowhere to run there.
No, again, Skyline does a fantastic job just stringing that play out and making him run lateral to the line of scrimmage. There's nowhere really for him to turn vertical up the field there. And I'm pretty impressed so far with what I'm seeing. Coach Elisara talked about box integrity with his front seven, and so far he's getting that out of these front seven guys.
Second down, 11 yards to go for the Grizzlies. Ball at the right hash mark. Wide out to the left, one to the near side as well. They'll throw it near side. It's going to be complete at the 47-yard line with that's Fullerton across the 50, and he's going to get about a 5-yard gain down to the 47-yard line. Well, that'll bring up third down and about 6 yards to go now for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Glacier Peak in their navy blue jerseys and pants, silver helmets, white numbers, moving from left to right here in this first quarter. 7:55 to go in the quarter and a 0-0 tie so far. Third down, 6 yards to go from the 47-yard line for the Grizzlies. River Lean in the shotgun. Here's the snap, drops back to pass. Now steps up in the pocket, has time, throws it downfield, incomplete. Watkins was the intended receiver over his fingertips and incomplete. Rolls up. Boy, they seem they come pretty quick. It's another fourth down coming up here for the Grizzlies.
And that ball has what we used to call, that ball has some mustard on it. He fired that thing in there. Probably needed a little bit more of a touch pass there. But again, he's got receivers running open. They just got to make those connections.
McAfee in to punt the football away. So they couldn't take advantage of the turnover of the interception, so McAfee will punt. Crandall and Weir are back there. It was a high snap, gets his foot to it, kind of wobbly and short. It's going to be bounced at the 25-yard line, and it will be downed there right about the, let's see, what do they put it, about the 23. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Skyline Spartans, and they'll start from their own 23-yard line with 7:27 to go here in the opening quarter. We're still scoreless between the Spartans and the Grizzlies. The referee tonight is Steve Jensen. The umpire is David Sather. The linesman, Brian Clute. The line judge is Don O'Neill. The back judge is Pat Sievers. So here come the Skyline Spartans. Skyline in the white jerseys, white pants, white helmets, and very easy to read numbers, green trim. In fact, they have what we call the TV numbers on the side, on their shoulders as well. So 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Waiting for the snap, here it is. Valdez will hand off to J.T. Weir, and he's going to be met in the backfield and drop there. He's going to lose about a yard. Michael Fant in on the stop here. That's going to lose a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 yards to go here for Skyline. Steve Willits, we may have a 3-0 game and be done here in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, so far so good. It's been a defensive affair. You have the feeling, though, that at some point here, one of these offenses is going to break off a big play. There have been a few close calls already.
2nd down, 11 yards to go from the 22-yard line for the Skyline Spartans. Joaquin Valdez dropped his back to pass. Has time, lofts one over to the right-hand side. Crandall, it was the intended receiver. He fell down. kind of got his feet tied up with one of the defenders downfield. Ashton Olsen was there stride for stride. Coach, but he fell down.
Yeah, he fell down. Looking at the replay there, he might have got a little help. But nonetheless, it falls to the turf harmlessly incomplete, and Skyline's looking at a 3rd and 11.
3rd down, 11 at the 22-yard line. Clock stops here with 6:39 to go in the scoreless first quarter. Win tonight, and you advance to the round of 16, and it's decided where you're slotted after tonight's game. That's supposed to happen by Sunday at about 1 o'clock. 3rd and 11 from the 22. Shotgun snap. Back to pass. Looking, Valdez throws, got a man, incomplete though, right through his fingertips. No one can quite make the catch. JT Weir was the intended receiver, but he was heading out of bounds and the ball kind of skipped off his forearms. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down again, and now Skyline will have to punt the football. Nobody can seem to make a catch tonight.
No, but there's little battles being won and lost here, and with a good punt return here, the field position battle could be won by Glacier Peak or maybe get it deep into Skyline's end here.
Spencer King will roll to the right and now kick the football. Kind of a low line drive. It's a good punt. It's going to bounce at the 40, at the 35, and then to the 36. So it'll be down to there. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak. Their 3rd possession here of this first quarter. They'll start from their own 36-yard line. Today's game brought to you in part by Mike Dixon Insurance. Coverage is important. Call Mike Dixon with Farmers Insurance to find out what coverage is best for you. Pretty soon you'll be Stixon with Dixon. That's Mike Dixon with Farmers Insurance in Old Town Mukilteo. Call 425-375-0860 today because coverage counts. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Glacier Peak in the blue, moving from left to right. River Lean is the quarterback, standing at about the 30-yard line. They'll run the football, and that is King. King will carry, and he's going to be met with the same fate that Lechner was too. They'll stop him right at the 35-yard line. Well, one official on the far side is on the 35, and now he's going right back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be no gain on the running play.
Both teams are finding it tough sledding to run the football here early.
See what happens here. That was Ryan King who carried that time.
I'd like to see Glacier Peak go play action here. That front 7 of Skyline is really selling out to stop this run, and I think if you go ball fake, play action, maybe you could hit something here.
So from the 36-yard line, it's 2nd down, 10 yards to go for Glacier Peak. Shotgun snap here for Lean, a little low. He's got a man coming right and behind him. And King makes a catch out of the backfield at the 40, heads upfield at 30, 45, and all the way out to close to the 50-yard line. But they say stepped out of bounds at the 48, but that's about a 12-yard gain, and that will be a 1st down for Glacier Peak. Let's go down to Steve, see if he found out anything, if he sees Mr. Cooper Jensen down on the sideline.
Yeah, we haven't found anything out. We probably won't until at least halftime, but certainly Jensen not suited up tonight. Again, that's a very huge part of Glacier Peak's success this season. The young man who has already agreed to play for Oregon State when he's done playing high school ball here, although he's only a junior.
Yeah, he's standing right down here at the 30-yard line in street clothes. 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak after the pass play. King will run the football, heads upfield. Nope, not going to happen. He's going to get a couple maybe, but boy, that inside defensive line for the Skyline Spartans doing a heck of a job tonight so far.
Yeah, they're getting great penetration, Tom, and the linebackers are running to their fits, and boy, it's just tough sledding for the run here for Glacier Peak early.
Hunter Neal on the tackle, 2nd down and 8 yards to go, right on the 50-yard line, just about the center of the field. 5.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. We are still scoreless in the round of 32 in the 4A playoffs. River Lean stands in the shotgun. Wide out split, actually 2 to the right. Take it away, play action, here it is, dumps the screen. That's going to be King who makes a catch at the 50 and then just kind of scampers forward for about a 4-yard gain down to the 46-yard line. Actually give him officially a 3-yard gain. That brings up now 3rd and 6 coming up here for Glacier Peak. There was your play action, Coach.
Yeah, it was play action screen, and he didn't, with the penetration by Skyline, he didn't even have as much time to kind of drop and let that set up as he wanted because he was under pressure so quickly there.
So King comes off, and now they're going to stop play here for a moment while Steve Jensen.
Looks like we have an equipment issue they're going to try to sort out down there.
Today's game brought to you by GSR Rentals in Monroe, serving East King and Southern Snohomish counties with quality party and equipment rentals. Go to gsrrentals.com. There's the whistle. We're set to go. Third down, 5 yards to go for Glacier Peak from the 47-yard line of Skyline. Shotgun snap back for Lean. Throws it. It's going to be complete at the 40-yard line. That's going to be Sarzek who makes that catch. It's going to be an 8-yard gain. That's enough for a first down. Boy, he barely made that catch. He had to dive for it.
And we're seeing something here we haven't seen all game, which is back-to-back first downs.
Yeah, he made that catch and may have been tipped as well. So from the 39-yard line now, Glacier Peak, a little bit of a drive here. Getting the play signaled in from the near sideline. 1st and 10 from the 39 for the Grizzlies. Finally up to the line of scrimmage they come. River Lean, empty backfield. Step forward, steps back. He's going to loft one down into the end zone. Puts it down there, incomplete. Incomplete pass. Lechner was the intended receiver downfield in the end zone. And then Carter King in on the coverage. It was pretty good coverage downfield. They were stride for stride.
Really, really good coverage there. And Lechner's just not able to come up with that catch. Maybe with that ball thrown out a little bit more in front of him, that might have a chance. But it was a little bit underthrown and pretty good defense there by the Skyline defender, King.
Brings up second down, 10 yards to go at the 3:52 mark to play in this first quarter. Still scoreless between the Grizzlies and the Spartans. Grizzlies, again, playing without Cooper Jensen, who is on the sidelines in street clothes. So second down and 10. They put Claps in motion. They'll throw it to him out to the right side. And they threw a backwards pass. He made the catch. Then he got drilled. Absolutely drilled by the defender. Michael Roney came through and just drilled him. It's going to be a loss of 6 yards on that pass play. Ouch.
Yeah, Michael Roney had that thing dialed in. And there was no fooling him on that.
My ribs still hurt.
Yeah, he broke on that right away. And Claps had no chance there.
So loss of 6 brings up third down and 15. It's really more like 16 yards to go. Right at the 45-yard line, they need to get just about to the 29 for the first down. So third and long here for Glacier Peak. Ball the right hash. They've got double wideouts to the narrow side of the field, but now they put Claps in motion. They'll set him up as a slot out to the left-hand side. As Lean stands in the shotgun, waiting for the snap, and here it comes. He's got it, fakes the handoff, now rolls to the right, still rolling, still being chased, now heads upfield, goes around a man at the 40, now at the 35, heads infield at the 30, now he's down to the 20, you gotta be kidding me, he's down to the 15, almost down, he's to the 10-yard line. Oh, 35 yards. Coach, how on earth did that happen?
It's called making something out of nothing there. Got some early pressure, forced him out of the pocket. Just made a play with his feet. River Lean showing us he's a bit of an athlete as well as a pretty good passer.
They're questioning whether or not he had stepped out of bounds, but we're watching, and he did not step out of bounds, but at the 30-yard line, he made a great move and headed right back into the field. So here we go, 2:26 to play, and now the deepest penetration of the game for either team. It's first down goal to go at the 9-yard line for Glacier Peak after a stellar run by the quarterback, Lean. He gets a shotgun snap here. They give it to King. King heads the right side at the 10, all the way down to the 5 to the 4-yard line. Carrying tacklers with him. That's a 6-yard gain for Ryan King. And quickly up to the line of scrimmage come the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Actually, he was just going to get the football. So it's going to be second down, goal to go at the 4-yard line here for Glacier Peak. 10th play of this drive.
And what I like about King's run there is there was no pitter-patter. He put his foot in the ground, and he just got going, got up through that hole, and turned that into a pretty good gain.
So after the gain of 6 there, puts him at the 4. It's second down, goal to go.
Interesting here, Glacier Peak goes empty.
Yeah, empty backfield here for the quarterback. Lean. They put a man in motion, fake it to him. He's going to run it himself up the middle, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. He tried to go for the quarterback sneak right straight up the middle, and Terpstra and Zaski are there. The law firm of Terpstra and Zaski will drop him for a loss of 2. Brings up third down, goal to go at the 6-yard line now for GP.
One of the keys to the game that Coach Keck talked about with Steve in the pregame was finishing in the red zone. So this is really a critical third down here for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies.
We're inside a minute to play in this first quarter. Still scoreless, but threatening here is Glacier Peak, kind of taking their sweet time. They've taken about a 5.5 minute drive here. They're still standing around. You got to think we're getting close to, we're going to get a timeout called here. And so we're going to get a timeout called by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. We'll step aside with 38 seconds to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Run by River Lean. Holy smokes.
Oh, that was highlight material. I'm sure that'll go on to his huddle that he'll be sending out. Pretty good athletic play by that young man.
So third down, goal to go at the 6-yard line now for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Can they end things here in the red zone from the 6-yard line, right hash mark? Lechner in the backfield. Lean waiting for the shotgun snap, and here it comes. Give it to Lechner. Lechner right straight up the middle, then he bounces off one man, bounces off the second man, and down he will go for no gain. J.T. Weir leads the charge there for the Skyline Spartans defensively.
You know, Lechner's a big back at 215, but he just can't get going.
No.
Right? Everywhere he runs, there's a kind of a wall of guys, and he's forced to bounce. And when he bounces, there's just another Skyline defender there waiting for him.
So Glacier Peak looks like they will send the kicker out there, Sam McAfee, going for a field goal here. Except I think it's going to happen on the other end of the field because we are now at the end of the quarter. After one quarter in the Quad District playoff game, our score, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies nothing, the Skyline Spartans nothing. Back with the second quarter coming up next right here on KRKO. The football being run in by the umpire, David Sather.
I think the referees took their break on the far end of the field.
I think, were they gathered around the Santa cans down there?
I don't know what they were doing down there.
So here,
I should have been paying closer attention.
Even Steve beat him down to the other end of the field.
Blazing speed.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got 4.3 speed. That's just coming out of the blocks, though.
So here we go, fourth down. And it's a field goal coming up here. Sam McAfee, they'll place it at the 13-yard line, a 23-yard field goal attempt from the left-hand hash mark. Waiting for the snap. Still waiting. Here it comes. The placement, the kick on the way. No, block. Block there. Now a return. Here comes Crandall. Crandall picks it up, and he's off to the races. 50, 40, 30, 20. Reservation for 6. Touchdown, Skyline. We're thinking 92-yard return. Coach, stride for stride for stride, and then suddenly nobody was around him.
Yeah, you don't catch that. We were talking about his prowess in the return game earlier. That was just a big, long kickoff return right there where he didn't need a lot of blockers. Where he picked that up, there was very few Glacier Peak defenders between him and the goal line, and he just kicked in the jets. He was gone.
So we will get Spencer King to kick the extra point here.
Boy, what a momentum turner there.
Wow. From a almost automatic 23-yard field goal to a touchdown on the other side. Here's the addition of the extra point. It's up, and it is good by Spencer King. We'll step aside with 11 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the first half of action. First score goes to Skyline. They lead it 7-0 over Glacier Peak. Back with more after this timeout.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Because the ball actually bounced right in front of me. Crandall was lined up as the right corner. It wasn't as though he was in a great position. The ball was blocked by a couple of his players on the inside. It bounced out to the outside, right along the sideline, and for a brief moment, it almost appeared as though players on both teams kind of froze as though it was an extra point and they didn't need to do anything with it. And Crandall kind of watched the ball leap right up into his chest and just said, okay, I'll take it if nobody else is going to. And next thing you know, he's running down the sideline.
Coach, there's a reason why you have your really good players on special teams.
Sure, absolutely. Those Skyline coaches are geniuses. But that's, it's situational awareness. These are young football players, but, a field goal, unlike a PAT on a block, is live. And so they know now.
They do. Spencer King to kick it off. It's a 7-0 lead for Skyline. We'll take a look at that scoring drive here in a moment. Here's the kick by King. It's going to drop at about the 5-yard line to the 10, to the 15. Russell on the return to the 20. Still carrying a couple of guys with him out to the 24, 25-yard line. Pretty good return there for Russell, and it'll be 1st and 10 for a shell shock. Now Glacier Peak Grizzlies. We go to Buddy Patrick with a look at that scoring drive.
Not much of a drive. It was just Glacier Peak after 6.5-minute drive of their own on 11 plays, set for an easy 23-yard field goal. The Skyline had other plans. A 92-yard blocked field goal return by T.J. Crandall. Spencer King's kick was good, and with 11:45 to go in the second quarter, Skyline 7, Glacier Peak 0.
That scoring recap brought to you by the Law Office of Russell & Hill, proud sponsors of the Boy and Girl Athlete of the Month and Athletes of the Year program. Russell & Hill, call 1-800-LAW-0842. 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak from the 25-yard line. They go up to the line of scrimmage. They're ready to go. Now they'll stand up and get the play signaled in. Look at their wrist. Let's get the play, and here we go. River Lane, empty backfield here. Double wideouts to the right. Actually, it wasn't empty backfield. Lechner was behind the pole. I couldn't see him, but he has the football now, and he's going to carry forward for a couple of yards. That's about it, out to the 27-yard line for Trey Lechner.
This continues to be tough sledding for this Glacier Peak ground game, and Lechner just hasn't been uncorked yet. They can't find a way to get him loose.
Well, we mentioned in the pregame show, Skyline comes in with 5 losses. They're 4-5. But their 5 losses, all those teams are playing tonight or tomorrow in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. There wasn't, looking at their schedule, there wasn't an easy game on their schedule.
No, they opened up with a loss to Puyallup, and they're one of the higher-ranked teams. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Motion man through the formation is Claps. Back to pass is Lean. Throws it. Incomplete. I think Watkins was the intended receiver, kind of skipped by him and fell harmlessly to the ground. So incomplete pass stops the clock with 10:49 to play in the first half, and a 7-0 lead for Skyline.
Yeah, Lean is throwing the ball high here. He just needs to take a deep breath, calm down a little bit. He's got receivers open. He just needs to put it on him.
It's 3rd down, 8 yards to go for Glacier Peak. Grizzlies in their dark navy blue jerseys, blue pants, silver helmets, white numbers, moving from right to left. Lechner the backfield. Lean waiting for the shotgun snap. Here it is. Drops back. Looks. Flushed out of the pocket. Gets away from one man. Now he'll tuck the football. He'll run with it. Gets out to the 30. Out close to about the 34-yard line. He scrambled forward. Close to first down yardage, but he's going to come up short, I think, by about a yard. It's going to be a 7-yard gain. That brings up fourth down. That brings up a little interesting situation for head coach Shane Kett. Coach, fourth down, you going for it?
I punt here, and I'll tell you why. Skyline hasn't done anything offensively to hurt you or scare you. I wouldn't want to not make it here and give them the ball in my own half. If it were up to me, I'd probably punt here, but we're going to see what Glacier Peak does here on fourth down.
River Lean in the shotgun, fourth down and a yard to go. The snap back to him. They give it to Lechner. He fights forward. He's not going to get it. He stretched the ball out. Skyline is saying that they have the football. No one in a striped shirt has indicated yet. They're going to put it right on the 35-yard line, and that's going to be a first down.
Ooh, that wasn't by much.
Oh, man, we'll give him a 1-yard gain. He stretched the ball out as he was going down, knowing he was very, very close to that line of scrimmage. But they give him the first down to the 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak. Let's go down to Steve.
Yeah, and that was all Lechner on that first down. I don't know how well you guys can see it from up above there, but he ran right up the middle, put his helmet down into the chest of one of the defensive players who actually made his way through the line, and he actually overpowered him to get that first down.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Now empty backfield for Lean. They go with a strong set, everybody in close to the formation. Now a motion man through the formation. Lechner will carry it from the left wing position, but he's going to get nothing. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Ran a long way, kind of going on that sweep out to the right side, but nothing doing. Carter King comes up, makes a stop, and we're going to say no gain. Right back to the 35-yard line.
I'm pretty impressed with this Skyline defense and how they really force that ball sideline to sideline. It's pretty impressive so far this game. There's just nowhere for Lechner to go, and it just forces him to bounce. And like I said, he's a big back. He's best when he's running straight ahead, and he's kind of a slasher. If Skyline continues to do this is going to be tough for Glacier Peak.
6 carries for 2 yards for Trey Lechner so far in the game. 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the 35-yard line. He's in the backfield behind Lean, who drops back to pass. Now he rolls to the left, looking upfield, still rolling, still looking, and down he goes. It won't be a sack because he got some positive yardage. He gets out to the 37-yard line, so a gain of about 3 yards. 3 yards, but I'll tell you what, there was nobody open downfield either.
No, nobody open, and Brighton Bunch for Skyline stayed home, and he was waiting for Lean when he was out of the pocket, and makes a good sure tackle, and Glacier Peak's looking at another 3rd and long here.
It's a boat race up in Quilceda Stadium in Marysville. A minute 50 left in the first quarter. Marysville Pilchuck has a 27-0 lead over Bishop Blanchette. So that's going to be a running clock game in the second half up at Quilceda Stadium. We will hear from Tornado Ted up there coming up at halftime. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Back to pass. Lean throws it. It's going to be Sarzak, makes the catch, trying to find his way through the defense. Can't do it. He's going to come up to about a 6-yard gain. Needed 7 for the first down. He gets to the 44-yard line. Coach, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? You got to go for it here, too.
I think if you're Coach Keck, you went for it before. I don't know why you wouldn't now.
Sarzak with that catch. Got 6, needed 7. They're coming up to the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down and a yard to go. Last time it was River Lean who stretched the ball out. What'll happen this time? Here we go. A 5-minute drive here for GP. Down 7-0 with 6:44 to go in the first half. From the 44-yard line, 4th down and a yard to go. Lechner in the backfield with Lean. Waiting for the shotgun snap. Here it is. They'll give it to Lechner. Heads to the left. And now he'll get the first down and more at the 50, at the 45, at the 40. Stiff arms the man at the 35 and gets all the way down until he's out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Put him out of bounds at the 32.
And that's the Trey Lechner we saw all year, right? He hits that hole, puts his foot in the ground, decides which way he's going, not sideline to sideline. Glacier Peak's going to need to see a lot more of that.
Jaden Claps came up and got right in the face of the side judge official and said there was a face mask in there too, but they missed it. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Throw it to Lechner out of the backfield. Makes a catch at the 30. Spins down to the 25. Still running to the 21-yard line. Trey Lechner. He's kind of, they turned the on switch on for Trey Lechner. He's going to get a gain all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to come off, take a little bit of a blow here after those two plays. We got Ryan King on now.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Glacier Peak trying to tie this one up. 10th play of this drive from the 21-yard line. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. Back to pass. Throwing. Lean into the end zone. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. Watkins went up and got it. 3 defenders around him. That is a touchdown for the Grizzlies.
Just a simple vertical route out of that inside receiver. Riverlean puts it right where he needs to, up and over the defender. Great catch by Watkins.
There were 3 defenders all over him.
Yeah, Riverlean put that ball the only place it could be, and Watkins went up and got it.
So waiting for the addition of the extra point to tie this ball game. Sam McAfee.
I'm curious, Tom, to see if Glacier Peak can get this extra point blocked up front. Make sure that this kicker can get it off.
Waiting for the snap for McAfee's kick. The spot, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 5 minutes and 57 seconds, 5 minutes and 57 seconds to go here in the first half of action, our score, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 7, the Skyline Spartans 7. We'll be back with more right after this.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes? At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
How about the Skyline Spartans are playing tonight? The Stanwood Spartans lead the Lincoln Abes right now in the first quarter, 14-7. That game down in the 3A Quad District down at the Lincoln Bowl in Tacoma. A couple other scores. Granite Falls leading Bellingham 19-0 in the second quarter. Marysville Getchell beat Jackson last night 33-0. And up at Quilceda Stadium, Marysville Pilchuck now 34. Bishop Blanchette 0. With still not ending the first quarter up at Quilceda. Yeah, 34 points in the first quarter.
That'll stop the clock a lot.
Yeah. Here's a kind of a short end-over-end kick taken to the 25-yard line. Clark at the 30, now heads back at the 35, at the 40. Little open field at the 50. Finally runs into a couple of guys at about the 40-yard line. Nice return there, down to the 42-yard line. It'll be the short field coming up here for Skyline. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's a matter of them kind of pooching that ball up in the air because they don't want to kick it deep to Crandall.
Right.
And it kind of backfires on them because they lose contain and leverage on the edge there. And Aiden Clark gets up the sideline, puts a good return together.
The first time that Skyline still does not have a first down. Buddy Patrick, let's take a look at that scoring drive.
Glacier Peak goes 75 yards in 10 plays, 6 on the ground, 4 through the air, taking 5:48 off of the clock. It was a 21-yard pass from Riverlean to Corey Watkins. Sam McAfee's point after touchdown kick was good. It was 5:57 to go in the second quarter. It's Skyline 7, Glacier Peak 7.
1st and 10 for Skyline. Yet to have a first down. And here's a shotgun snap back for Valdez. Throws it incomplete. Crandall was the intended receiver, dropped the football, rarely had it right in his hands, and he could not make that connection. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 coming up here. That scoring recap brought to you by Glass by Lund, family owned and operated since 1967, offering the best price, value, and quality installation online at glassbylund.com. 5:45 to go, first half of action here in Snohomish. The Quad District playoffs. Skyline and Glacier Peak tied at 7, 2nd and 10, 41-yard line. Back to pass, throws, incomplete. Valdez's pass incomplete, and it was LaFleur who was the intended receiver. Grayson LaFleur, he was in on the coverage. The intended receiver was J.P. Jones. So incomplete brings up 3rd and 10 for Skyline. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage with 5:42 to go in this first half, a 7-7 tie. Glacier Peak playing without Cooper Jensen. Trip set to the left. Actually, they'll put Ford out in the pattern. They'll throw the ball. It's going to be complete at about the 45 and falls forward to the 41. Aiden Clark made the catch. Loss of 2 on the play. 4th down rolls up here for Skyline. They've yet to get a first down in this ball game.
And they're not going to get one here as they're running their punt team out.
So 4th down and 12 yards to go here for Skyline. Claps is back to receive. Spencer King in to kick it for Skyline. And here we go on a 4th down play. Snap back, the kick is away. Kind of a high floater. They're going to let it bounce at the 15, at the 10, and they're going to take a Skyline bounce. It'll be down at the 10-yard line. That's where Glacier Peak will put it to play. 1st and 10 with 4:55 to play in this first half. So we'll see what Glacier Peak can do with this one.
Well, there's no doubt they've just owned time of possession in this game. They've owned time of possession.
Steve, you're laughing at Coach Vincent?
Well, no, I'm laughing at the fact that it's true, because if you think about it, and I don't know what the official number is, I don't think Skyline's offense had been on the field for about 13 minutes up until that last one. Keep in mind, the Glacier Peak field goal that was blocked, that came off of like a 13 or 14 play drive, and then they put together another 14 play drive.
1st and 10, give it on the running play just to get some breathing room, but no gain on the play. Lechner carried, not much running room there. Put it right back to the line of scrimmage, brings up now 2nd and 10 for Glacier Peak.
And Tom, it looks like they're River leans under center. They go double wing in that double tight end look that we saw last week against Lake Stevens, some old school football.
To the line of scrimmage they come again under center here for lean. Yes, Coach said, double tight ends. They'll run the football again, power to the left. Lechner will carry. He gets to the 20. Lechner open field at the 25 and the 30. Still running at the 40. Sifham's a man at the 50. Still running at the 40. Still on his feet at the 30. Brought down from behind. And I think a horse collar there, too. Yeah, they brought him down from behind all the way down inside the 25-yard line. It was kind of a slow play developing from that power formation, but then, boom, off to the races he went.
Yeah, and it ends there with a little bit of desperation out of the Skyline defender. He was going to do whatever he could. He was the last guy there to stop it. Unfortunately, he's going to get called for a horse collar tackle, and they're going to tack some yards onto the end of this. But boy, what a couple of impressive stiff arms right there.
Yeah, 62 yards on the play. Personal foul, horse collar against the Spartans. So that'll tack 15 yards onto the end. Now the chain gang's got to run about, well, they're going to run the 40. They're going to run 2 40s is what they're going to run all the way down inside the 15-yard line. They're going to place the ball, I think, at about the 11.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait because the chain crew doesn't run 4 or 5 40s.
No. So we saw them do this last week.
With a lot of success, by the way.
Yeah. That one whole series. In fact, we said that Dick Armstrong, whose statues here on the grounds of the stadium, has a tear in his eye running as they run this power formation. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Run the football. That's going to be Matt Lilich. Matt Lilich on the carry. First time we've called his name.
Maybe all year.
Yeah. Gets all the way down to the 1. It's going to be a 10-yard gain. So if he got the first down, it was 1st and 10 at the 11. He gets 10 yards, so it's first down goal to go at the 1-yard line now for the Grizzlies.
It'll be interesting here. Their base play out of this is to toss it to one of the wings with River lead blocking.
So Lean will get it and will hand it right straight up the middle. Lilich into the end zone. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. Lilich right straight up the gut and into the end zone. Touchdown for the Grizzlies.
I think if I'm Glacier Peak, I'm going to stay in that until they stop it.
Yep.
Boy, that was made to look easy there. Kind of switching gears, going under center. They made that look pretty easy. I think I'd stay in that until Skyline demonstrated to me that they can stop it.
Sam McAfee to add the extra point here for the Grizzlies. And here comes the snap. Here it is. The placement, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first half of action here in Snohomish, the Grizzlies 14, the Spartans 7. Back with more at Snohomish right after this timeout.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
TJ Crandall, our black beat for the Spartans.
I'm not going to be at all shocked or surprised if Marysville Pilchuck goes deep into these state playoffs.
So in the 3A districts, Marysville Pilchuck leading it over Bishop Blanchette. And Auburn Mountain View is playing at Arlington tonight as well. Stanwood leading Lincoln 14-7. That is in the first quarter down at the Lincoln Bowl. Then everything else in the 3As is tomorrow. Edmonds Woodway Peninsula, Ferndale at Garfield, Monroe at Lakes, and Snohomish at Rainier Beach in the 3As. Those are tomorrow. 3:25 to go here. Here's the kick. Kind of short and end over end again, taking it at the 25-yard line. Clark at the 30, at the 35, still running at the 40, gets out to the 41-yard line, and that is where Skyline will put it in gear here at the 41. And Coach, that's really what they got to do. They got to put it in gear if they want to stay in this ball game.
Well, is this series number 4 for them, if I'm not mistaken? They don't have a first down. I mean, I think they've run a total of like 9 offensive plays in the first half.
See what they can do. Let's go down to Steve.
Yeah, and Coach, I'd like to get your input on this. I guess when your offense is kind of stalling and you've got a kickoff returner who's returned 3 kickoffs this year, I guess you kind of just go ahead and go under the assumption that, hey, we'll give it to you past the 40 every time.
Yeah, I mean, to them, this is a better alternative than putting it in the hands of Crandall.
So from the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, Joaquin Valdez is the quarterback, throws it out to the left side to Clark, makes the catch. About a 2-yard gain. They'll put him up to see what they stepped out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. They say he stayed in bounds, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 yards to go here for Skyline. You know, if you got a guy like Crandall, Coach, just feed him the ball, hand it to him.
Yeah, if I'm Skyline, I'm trying to figure out ways that I can create touches for him in this offense. And so far, he hasn't. I know he's been targeted a couple times, but he hasn't really been a weapon yet. 2nd
down, 8 yards to go from the 43-yard line. Shotgun snap for Valdez. Terpstra will carry it around the right-hand side. Almost tripped up. He finally does get hit at the 45-yard line. Michael Fant comes up and makes the stop. Gain of about 2, put him at the 45-yard line.
And Mr. Claps came up and kind of cleaned that tackle up, too, after Mr. Fant had it tied up. So great pursuit defense out of Glacier Peak there. 3rd and long here for Skyline. Boy, what Glacier Peak wouldn't give to give the ball back here, one more possession.
Third down, 6 yards to go at the 45-yard line. Coming up at 2 minutes to play in the first half. Throws the ball incomplete. Crandall was the intended receiver, kind of threw it behind him. Crandall kind of looks at him and says, dude, you got to get it to me if you want me to do some magic. No magic there. Punting time now for Skyline.
I think he's also saying, dude, I was only 12 yards away from you. You don't need to throw it that hard. Again, that ball was just zipped at close range. And, when you're that close and it's that fast, you don't have a lot of reaction time.
Not wearing a catcher's mask or a mitt either. So snap is back. Punt is away by Spencer King. Claps will fair catch it at the 26-yard line. Well, if you got your 2 minutes offense, Coach, let's do it. Minute 57 to go in the first half.
Yeah, I agree with you. According to the score clock here, we've got 2 timeouts for Glacier Peak. I think I'd start in the double tight, double wing, at least for the first couple of plays here, and then see what you do. Get that first down, and then maybe go spread and get into your 2-minute offense.
Let's go to Buddy Patrick, who's got some stats for us.
Last 3 drives for Glacier Peak has totaled 14 minutes and 30 seconds.
And they've got it here in the final minute 57 of this first half. So here we go to the line of scrimmage from the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies.
And they're going to come out spread, Tom. So
just exactly opposite of what
I
you
thought.
said. Yeah. Waiting for the snap, shotgun snap. Lean drops back, sets up. No, he's going to throw it. It's going to be incomplete. Incomplete pass as he was in the clutches of a defender. Hunter Neal was right there.
Now, Lean has not had a lot of time in the pocket all game. Skyline is really effective in the pressure that they're bringing when they're in this base spread offense.
So they'll bring up 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass from the 28-yard line. A 14-7 lead for Glacier Peak over Skyline. Minute 52 to go in the half. Riverline gets a shotgun snap. Sets up, throws. Right side's got a man. It's going to be complete out at the 40-yard line. Oh, incomplete.
Yeah, they're going to
incomplete.
Yeah, he didn't control the catch through the ground, I think is what we're going to see here.
Okay, so the incomplete pass, Torrey Watkins was the intended receiver. Yeah, couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, through the catch. He couldn't complete the catch, I guess is what we'd say in NFL terms.
Yeah.
Had it all the way through the catch, except when he hit the ground. It just kind of squirts out at the end.
JT Weir on the coverage for Skyline brings up 3rd and 10 at the 28. All of that hasn't taken much time. Minute 44 now. Play a couple of incomplete passes. 3rd down.
And here is where, if you're Coach Keck, how much do you want to gamble? Right? Do you want to just run it and punt the ball away, or are you going to really try to go out of your way and get this?
Gone for it on 4th down twice in this game so far. Stepping up in the pocket here. Now collapses and down it will go. The ball came out after he was down. Lane got tackled. It's going to be a 5-yard gain, so no sack there. And Alex, he was being chased. Who was he being chased by? Austin Sowell. Austin Sowell was there to chase him down. Brings a 4th down here.
Okay, good. I was wondering why Skyline was letting time tick off the clock and not call a timeout, but they eventually got to it. They're going to probably force Glacier Peak to punt the ball away here with a minute 22 to go. I would have thought they would have taken that time.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. They are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
And about a long 5, we'll call it 6 yards to go. Motion man through the formation, going for it on 4th down from the 32-yard line. Lean stands there in the pocket. They're standing like statues.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to draw them off.
And they're going to call a timeout.
Okay.
And I think Shane Keck, you watch the NFL games on Sunday, they'll stand there for a long, long, long time. Not this one. I think Shane Keck, so yeah, that's enough. I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, that's by design. They're just hoping with that. I was content at 7-7 on 4th and 1.
4th down here, they will punt the football. Sam McAfee to put his foot to it. Gets a good punt away. That'll drive Randall back. Crandall will grab it at the brought down for a loss on the return. Ryder Wilkinson put a star by that one. That was a nice play, coach, defensively downfield.
Yeah, he's saying you might have taken a few to the house, but you're not doing it right now. That was a great open field tackle on a guy that is very difficult to tackle in the open field. So well done there by Ryder Wilkinson.
The route is on up at Quill City Stadium in Marysville. 8:46 left to go in the first half, and Marysville Pilchuck now leads it 55-0.
Get the starters out, give them a rest.
Yep.
Get on to next week.
And they'll go running clock in the second half. We'll hear from Tornado Ted coming up at halftime, which is 1:13 to go from here.
And that brings up something we talked about before, Tom, is that now these young kids get some playoff time.
Right. Yep, this is all extra time now. From the 24-yard line,
Reverse.
1st and 10, double reverse. Crandall will look to the left. I don't know if he's going to throw it or what. Now he tries to head upfield, and this play is just going to blow up. It's going to blow up. It's going to be a loss. They're going to give him some progress. They're going to say that back to about the 19-yard line, so it'll be a loss of 5 yards. Troxel in on the coverage there.
Yeah, he was the first guy there, but great discipline by the Glacier Peak defense, staying home. They didn't fall for the reverse, and now Skyline's got second and long.
Second down, 16 yards to go from the 19-yard line. Throw the pass, going to be complete out the left flat. They're going to get back to about the original line of scrimmage, but he stays in bounds. Carter King made that catch. Now a timeout. Timeout called here by Skyline. They have one remaining now. Well, Joel Vincent, I think this is, you pull out all the stops on a play here. Let's run something. Let's run some razzle-dazzle. Let's do double pass something.
What I've found in my experience is razzle-dazzle works best on downs where teams don't expect it, like a 2nd and 1, or, this is where if I'm the defensive coaches for Glacier Peak, I'm saying, hey, we're stopping razzle-dazzle. Okay, I want you to check hook and ladder. Double pass, all right? Everybody stay home. This is where you kind of expect it to happen. My experience is those razzle-dazzle plays, when they go, it's usually 2nd and 1. You're in a favorable field position. They think you're just going to run the ball, get the first down, and then you hit them up top, or you reverse and counter them. That's usually when those gadget plays go big.
Here we go, 3rd down, 10 yards to go from the 24-yard line for Skyline. Down 14-7. Shotgun snap, sets up in the pocket. Now it's collapsing, he's running out to the left, looking upfield, still looking. Now he'll run the football and go out of bounds. He's going to get about a 5-yard gain. Actually, they say he stepped out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Good smart move there by Grayson LaFleur. Valdez was running up the sideline. LaFleur was sizing him up, and Valdez decides he's going to go out of bounds, and LaFleur lays off. That's a good, smart play right there.
Yep, or else they're throwing the flag.
They're probably throwing the flag. They've got the first down, and now you're looking at some kind of Hail Mary situation. Maybe they can score at the end of the half.
Here comes Spencer King to kick it. Rolls to the right, the rugby style, puts his foot to it here. It's going to bounce at the 40. Then it hits a Glacier Peak player at the 40-yard line. It hit Olsen. And then it's turned right over to Skyline. They have it at the 40-yard line.
High school football is an interesting game.
Steve, what did you see there?
It looked like he just kicked, like you said, it was a rugby kick. It bounced off of Olsen, and then Ben Bordeaux, number 3, who was Johnny on the spot right next to him, and recovered it right away.
So Skyline says thank you very much. With one timeout remaining and 19 seconds to go in the first half, down by one score, 14-7 to Glacier Peak, and now they have it at the 42-yard line of GP.
That was their best offensive play of the game.
1st and 10. Still no first downs. Back to pass. Looking, throws. It's going to be complete at the 39-yard line. And now they're going to call their final timeout. JT Weir makes the catch across the 40. So they only got about a 4-yard gain, down to 11 seconds to go. LaFleur comes up, makes the tackle. They use their final timeout with 11 seconds.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Forward, nothing over the top, nothing over your head. And let's get some pressure up front.
Second down, 7 yards to go, 11 seconds to go. Spartans with no timeouts now.
Boy, if I was Glacier Peak, I'd be back at my corners off. I don't know why they're playing up that close.
Joaquin Valdez takes the shotgun snap, drops back to pass, steps up, throws. It's going to be complete. Crandall makes the catch, heads straight out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That used 4 seconds, down to 7 seconds to go. That's a 14-yard gain and a first down for the Skyline Spartans. Their first down
of the first half.
Of this entire first half. So it looks like they're making a big change in personnel. I think, yeah, they're bringing Spencer King. Spencer King's coming out. He is the kicker. They're going to place it.
This will be from 43 yards.
A 43-yard field goal attempt. He's got 4 field goals on the season. On a first down play, they're going to kick it from the 33-yard line, waiting for the snap from center for a 43-yard field goal. The snap, the kick. The kick is on the way, and it is going to be short.
No good.
Comes up short, no good, with 1 second remaining.
1 second remaining in the first half.
So, Coach Buddy Patrick just said it in our ear. It's been kind of a strange game.
Kind of no flow to the game.
No.
You know, it's kind of jerks and stops, jerks and stops.
And let's go down to Steve.
Just trying to figure out why they kicked there. They had 7 seconds to go. We're showing one time, or I guess they're down to 0 timeouts, but They just threw an out pattern easily out of bounds, and they gave them plenty of room for that. I think you could have thrown another one, perhaps gotten 7 or 8 more yards and still had extra time on the clock.
Or at the very least, just take a deep shot down the field.
Yeah.
And if there's a pass interference, the half can't end on a defensive penalty. You get an untimed down. Yeah, that's hard to figure there. Unless, they were just 100% confident, that was in that kid's range and he could do it.
So from the 20-yard line, they'll go with the tight formation. I'm guessing this is going to be a kneel down. No. They're going to be a pass downfield. It's going to be intercepted. Picked off downfield, and grabbing that interception there was Nate Fisher.
And the game just got a little weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with you, Tom. I thought, okay, 14-7. Let's just take the snap, take a knee. Let's go and talk about it.
Let's go downstairs to Steve.
All right, Coach Shane Keck from Glacier Peak. First down of the game for Skyline just about 7 seconds ago. There, your defense has been playing stellar.
Yeah, defense has been awesome. I think that's what we got to hang our hat on. Is defense played well. They did a great job blocking the field goal, returning for a kick. Otherwise, an okay half offensively. I think we petered a little bit. They're doing a good job stopping the run in the box. So we got to make some adjustments and hopefully run the ball in the second half.
You're not putting up a lot in terms of points, but certainly part of the reason why your defense is playing well, your offense has kept their offense off the field.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just been trying to ball control. Right, it's a long game. Right, we don't have to score 50 and a half. Right. The offense is going to do what they're supposed to do.
Shane, thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot, guys.
There you go. Thanks, Steve, with Shane Keck, head coach of the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. We're at halftime here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, the first half scoring, and all the stats. At the half, our score. We're going to have the fastest 3 minutes in sport. We're about 2.5 minutes, actually, coming up here at the half. Our score, Glacier Peak 14 and Skyline 7. Back with the second half right after this.
Hot summers in Snohomish County lead to homeowners taking steps earlier each year to keep their home comfortable. If you're thinking about air conditioning for your home, now is the perfect time. Air conditioning costs hundreds less when installed with a new furnace. If you're unsure about the age or dependability of your home comfort system, our consultants will help you determine the best solution. Our experienced technicians make sure our customers are comfortable by keeping their heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems working well. But we believe comfort is more than that. We want you to have a comfortable buying experience, to be comfortable with our technicians working in your home, and on top of that, getting a value you're comfortable with.
Introducing Cord, the new recruits. Our Seattle area plumbing company just keeps on growing. Every day, every job, every person is a champion on our team. How we support each other to support our customers is changing the game.
Hey, Gene Johnson Plumbing and Heating, Corey here. How could it possibly be this great to work for a plumbing company? Gene Johnson Plumbing really sets the bar. They are trend setting the nation for a plumbing company. My wife, for the first time in years, wants to bake and cook for my team. Gene Johnson Plumbing is my new plumbing home away from my own. And I will stand by that until I retire. I'm happy.
Experience respect, pride, and appreciation for doing great work.
Ashton Olsen, 6 foot, 175, wide receiver, DB.
Torrey Watkins, 215, 6'3", tight end, inside backer.
Luke Anderson, 195, 5'11", defensive end and left guard.
Caleb Koffler, 5'11", 165, quarterback, DB.
Jaden Klops, 6 foot, 175, wide receiver, DB. Ryder Wilkinson, 6'4", 200, wide receiver, safety.
Matthew Lilick, 5'10", 185, running back, DB.
Michael Fant, 210, 6'1", inside linebacker.
Austin Emmons, 6'7", 270, offensive tackle, defensive tackle.
Matthew Mitchells, 5'9", 175, offensive guard and defensive end. Jack Fullerton, 155, 5'9", wide receiver, DB. Reggie Valmonte, 5'7", 170, wide receiver, DB.
Grayson LaFleur, 5'11", 200 pounds, outside linebacker and tight end.
Connor Putt, 6'1", 210 pounds, offensive tackle, defensive end.
Spencer DeHaan, 5'9", 160, running back and outside linebacker.
Jacob Erickson, 6'1", 205, center and DN.
Luke Owen, 6 foot, 170, center, inside backer.
Anthony Guerrero, 6'2", 250, right tackle and defensive tackle.
Chase Cumming, 5'4", 155, running back and D-line.
Tyler and Matt, Waterlines.
Hey, how you doing? We're here in the U District on a Thursday, replacing all the buried galvanized that's in the line.
Each of our homes depend upon their connection to water and sewer.
Hey, we're under the porch, putting in all new PEX, replacing all the galvanized, including the hose bib.
Over time, these lines age, change, and break down.
We're making our last connection. That's capping an old galvanized water line, and we should be done for the day.
Our Waterline team can help to make sure your connection runs smooth, healthy, and clean.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
Right beside is brought down for
player of the game, senior libero Lauren Riskill has control.
Championship district tournaments, we have it here on STSPN.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Let's hear it for the Glacier High School band under Richard Cat Morris. And our tour tonight, Brooklyn Montgomery.
Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Roy Anderson Field in Gig Harbor. Seattle Memorial tomorrow at 2 o'clock, Ferndale against Garfield. Then at 5 o'clock at Seattle Memorial, it'll be Snohomish against Rainier Beach. Monroe plays at Lakes down at Harry Lang Stadium in Lakewood tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Skyline and Glacier Peak here tonight with a 14-7 lead for Glacier Peak. Lake Stevens will host Emerald Ridge tomorrow at 2 o'clock up at Lake Stevens High School. And at the Kiggins Bowl down in Vancouver, it'll be Kamiak taking on Skyview, the Storm. That is tomorrow again at 1 o'clock. A couple other games, the non-league variety going on. Oak Harbor leading Montlake Terrace 34-0 in the second quarter. Nooksack Valley leading Cascade 6-0 in the second quarter. And at halftime, Granite Falls leading Bellingham 40-6. Game played last night, Marysville-Getchell. They defeat the Jackson Timberwolves final of 33-0. And here we're getting set for the second half kickoff is coming up, covered by Mike Dixon Insurance. Here comes the second half kickoff. Mike Dixon with Farmers Insurance in Old Town, Milwaukee. Call Mike to find out what coverage is best for you, and soon you'll be Stixon with Dixon. Here we go. Crandall is deep to receive. McAfee to kick the football. And we are back to action here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish. Again, the winner will advance, the loser will be done for the year. And we wait till Sunday till they seed the teams 1 through 16 for all the brackets. Here's the approach and the kick by McAfee. Kind of a squib kick is going to be fielded by one of the up men at about the 37-yard line. As Braden Alvis will cover the football at the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Skyline Spartans. Let's go down to Steve.
Yeah, we've got an injury update here. A few different injury updates for you heading into the second half. First of all, Cooper Jensen, we've talked about him a little bit tonight. The junior commit to play in Oregon State, the Glacier Peak offensive and defensive star, dealing with a groin injury. He tweaked it last week during the game. Wasn't able to go tonight. He's hoping to go if they get into next week. Also, 2 other injuries to report on here in just a moment. And Tom, you'll like these injury reports as we cover everything down here.
37-yard line, 1st and 10 for Skyline. Their coach talked about changing things up. Here we go. TJ Crandall's back there going out of the Wildcat, and he's going to go out of bounds here on the near sideline.
Pulled a calf muscle back at the end of the first quarter, so he was questionable for the second half, but he's out there right now. Also, Don O'Neill, one of your linesmen, he got cleated during the first half, so he's playing through pain right now. So we'll watch out for these guys too.
Coach Vincent up here has a paper cut, just so you know. So he's playing through pain too. From the 36-yard line, shotgun snap, back to Crandall again. He'll go straight forward, he'll go straight backward.
He got a yard.
And then he got thrown to the ground. Right in front of the official, Steve Jensen won't. He actually lost the football too, it came out of there.
Yeah, that was Adam Troxel treating Mr. Crandall not very well.
They're guests too in their house.
Yeah, well, that was not hospitality at its finest.
So 3rd down and 10 yards to go from the 37-yard line. just underway. Second half of action. A 14-7 lead for Glacier Peak over Skyline. And they've replaced Joaquin Valdez.
And they're third and long.
With Crandall.
And they're third and long. They're going to stay in this Wildcat.
They're going to do it. Third down, 10 yards to go from the 37-yard line. They're going to run the football. Then Weir looked like he was going to set up to throw a pass, and he couldn't do it. He got swarmed upon.
Yeah, he absolutely was, Tom.
Yeah.
Skyline had a receiver streaking down the sideline, well covered there by number 45, Ryder Wilkinson.
Yep.
So he had to pull the ball down and try to make something happen out of that. It just wasn't there, but a little Wildcat out of the half and a little razzle-dazzle out of the half. He said he was going to make some adjustments. Boy, he sure did.
Yeah, 4th and 12 is the adjustment here, and here we go. And kicker will be Spencer King. Puts his foot to it. Claps his back, but it's going to actually bounce and take a pretty good Skyline bounce all the way down to the 30-yard line, and that is where Glacier Peak. Coach, it's only a one-score game.
It's only a one-score game.
Don't you feel like Glacier Peak is just kicking the snot out of them?
Well, yeah, it seems in all phases of the game except the one special teams play that got blocked and returned for a touchdown. Glacier Peak has almost dominated every aspect of this game, but yet they're only up 7 points.
And facing now 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Grizzlies. They'll go with that power formation now. That means no wide receivers out. They've got a slot on both sides, double tight ends. They put a man in motion, Lechner, and then he's going to hand it to him. He's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. 0 yards there.
Tackle by Henry Zaski. Got early penetration there and just kind of got a hold of it before he could get going.
And you mentioned when they ran that earlier in the first half, River Lean goes out and he's a lead blocker.
And he's a pretty impressive lead blocker. You don't see quarterbacks lead block very much, but he looks like he is all in when he does it.
Well, mainly because you don't want him to, right?
Absolutely.
So here's Lean rolling out to pass. Sets up, it's got some time this time, looking downfield, lofts one over to the right side. It's going to be complete. Wilkinson makes the catch, keeps both feet in. A 25-yard pass play down to the 45-yard line, 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak.
And that's that play action, Tom, that we talked about when we were off air in a commercial. But you pack 11 guys in the box, double tight, double wing. All those defenders start to think it's run. You go play action, hit them up top, just like they did.
26 yards officially. It goes down to the 44-yard line, the 6th receiver to catch a pass in this ball game so far tonight. And one of their best, Cooper Jensen's in street clothes. Ball at the right hash mark at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak. Lechner gets a little toss. He'll head upfield. Goes away from one defender. Stiff arms a man at the 40, 35 at the 30, at the 25 at the 20. Stiff arms another man at the 10, at the 5. Stiff arms his own guy and goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. 44 yards.
He didn't care who got in his way. He was going to stiff arm anybody who was in his path there. What an impressive run by Lechner. And again, I said this earlier, but if I'm Coach Keck, I stay in this double tight, double wing. Skyline has no answers for this. I know it's not glamorous. It's probably not near as much fun for the kids, because it is mostly 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But Lechner just needs that crease, that crack, and then he's gone.
You know what's fun for the kids, though? Practice next week for another game.
And winning.
Waiting for the addition of the extra point by McAfee. The kick is on the way. It's up, and it is good. We'll keep it right here. 9:29 to play here in this third quarter of action. It's now Glacier Peak 21 and Skyline 7. Steve Willits, I thought maybe he was going to stiff arm you.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes? At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
And, you want quarterbacks, they're going to build that following with the guys on their offense. And when he sells out and he's willing to do what he's doing, it just buys all the honor and loyalty from his guys. That's just a really cool thing.
Tonight's game brought to you by Screen Printing Northwest. If you're looking for a place that Prints anything for any team. The place to go is Screen Printing Northwest on Colby Avenue in downtown Everett. Hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, you name it, they can do it. Locally owned since 1996. They're the official screen printer of this radio station. 9:29 to go here in the third quarter. Grizzlies now with a 2-score lead, 21-7 over the Spartans from the Sammamish Plateau in the KingCo Conference. And they'll get the football back here.
What are the odds that we see a squib kick or a pooch kick?
I can guarantee you that they do not want number 32 to touch the football. They've moved him up, though, Coach, and now he's standing at the 20. He's not the deep man.
No.
You try to sneak him on there somewhere, right?
Yeah, well, that's where they've been kicking it. So,
right.
Hopefully the kicker is looking. Ours we're always taught, look down the field, find the guy we don't want it to go to.
And don't kick it to him,
and
right?
kick it to the other people.
You got 10 others, choose somebody else. Here's the kick away. This time he'll go deep, and he's going to put it right on the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, you want to come up, we'll kick it over your head.
Yeah.
You want to play deep, we'll kick it short.
That's what they did, went deep, and here we go. It'll be Spartan football from the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Skyline. I'm guessing if they want to stay in this ball game, you got to do something with this possession.
Well, the Wildcat was a bit of a flop. You know, it did nothing for them. So I'm interested to see if they're going to go back to their original. Yeah, they're going to come back with Valdez, and they're going to go back to their base stuff here.
Joaquin Valdez is the senior quarterback. Didn't play the last series. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Spartans. Shotgun snap. He'll throw the ball. That's Crandall at the 20. Dropped it. Crandall started heading upfield before he secured the football. Incomplete pass. That one's on Crandall.
Yeah, that was
not on Valdez.
Yeah, and that might just be a matter. You know, he sees the scoreboard. He knows he's got to do some big things for his team, and he's just trying to make something happen there, and commits the cardinal sin that receivers will tell you they never want to do, and he's going to start to try to run there before he secures the ball and puts it away.
Let's go down to Steve.
Hey, the one match you might want to watch right now, too, Chase Cumming just came into the game a few moments ago. Number 21, he has a nose tackle. He's listed at 5'6", 150. He just took the tackle on head on and almost got right by him.
Second down at 10 yards to go. Rolling out is Valdez, looking, dumping, incomplete. Short-armed it. Brings up 3rd down coming up. We've got to take a look at that scoring drive from previous.
And the Glacier Peak Grizzlies drive 70 yards in 3 plays, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air, taking 51 seconds off of the clock. It was a 44-yard run by Trey Lechner. McAfee's kick was good, and with 9:29 to go in the third quarter, it's Glacier Peak 21, Skyline 7.
That scoring recap brought to you by the Law Office of Dale Wagner. If you've been injured on the job and need help getting the benefits you deserve, look no further than the Disability and Workers' Compensation Attorney Team at the Law Offices of Dale Wagner. DaleWagnerLaw.com. 3rd and 10. Back to pass is Valdez. Throws it down there. Incomplete. Had a man there. The intended receiver was Nate Fisher. Good coverage downfield. Jaden Claps again right there.
Well done by Mr. Claps. He's playing deep in the half, playing the safety. Breaks on the ball, closes the distance, gets there right as the ball gets there. Gets a hand on it just to bat it away.
And let's go back down to Steve.
Yeah, I've been watching Jaden Claps all night, really all season for that matter. 4-year starter back there. And, Coach, you can do a lot more with your front seven when you have a guy like that playing in the secondary.
Here's the kick away, almost blocked. It's going to bounce right on the number 40, and then it'll be put down there right about the 38-yard line.
And that's 2 times in the last 2 punts that the punter has actually been contacted by the rush. But because they're doing rugby and he's a threat to run, he no longer gets those protections that the punter gets. So, we might have some Skyline folks who might be watching on the simulcast. They might be going, hey, they keep running into the punter. Well, as soon as he takes off running in rugby style, he does not get those protections.
From the 38-yard line, left hash mark, the power formation here. They'll run it to King around the right side, trying to extend the play. Now heads upfield at the 35, at the 30, still running all the way down and gets a first down to the 20, about the 26-yard line. They'll move the sticks. It's a 12-yard gain and a first down for Glacier Peak.
I really like what I've seen out of Ryan King this year. We talked about it on an earlier broadcast. It's like Lechner is the thunder and he's the lightning. He's a little bit quicker. They run him there on a little jet sweep, a little twist off this double tight, double wing. Good play to start that drive.
From the 26-yard line, first down, 10 yards to go for GP. Leading at 21-7, 8:37 to go here in the third quarter. Power formation under center. Fake a toss, give it to Lechner. He heads left side 25. Hit from above here at about the 22-yard line. It's going to be a 4-yard gain for Trey Lechner and Glacier Peak. Steve, I lost track. Did you have something else you wanted to add?
I think you got me in there. We wanted to talk about Jaden Claps on the defense a minute ago and just how impressive he's been. And, really, since we're talking about the defense for a moment, all night long I keep trying to kind of zone in on one particular player or two players that have been starring on that side of the ball. You really can't. It's been a whole slew of guys, and now they're controlling it offensively as well.
So second down, 7 yards to go. Give it to King. King right side across the 20, still running down to about the 17-yard line. Now, Coach Steve's zoning in. Alex Clausius here is zoning out. There's two different things. So
well, there's the yin and the yang.
That's right.
Yin and yang.
Here comes a third down. Third and about 2 yards to go for GP, leading at 21-7.
That's that balance in the universe.
That's right. The feng shui.
Grasshopper.
Third down and 2 yards to go. Power formation. Under center is the quarterback, River Lean. Motion is King. They'll give it to Lilich. Lilich up the middle. He's at the 10. Lilich carrying guys with him to the 5 and down to the 4-yard line. 13-yard run by Lilich. He's the red zone guy.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this, Tom, is we saw Glacier Peak kind of unveil this offense, this double tight, double wing against Lake Stevens with some success last week. But now we're seeing some twists on it. We're seeing counters out of it. We're seeing jet sweeps out of it. We saw play action pass out of it. And the unfortunate thing for Skyline is with the last 2 weeks worth of film, they would have never seen any of this, which is really kind of cool.
Let's go right back down to Steve.
Yeah, by the way, Lilich was tackled on the 5-yard line. His shoe made it all the way into the end zone. Came flying off of his foot. They had to pick it up. He had to run to the sideline to put it back on.
So from the 5-yard line, first down, goal to go. From the 5, give it to Lechner, left-hand side, pushing on the back of his blocker. He's going to get about 4. So he went from the 5 down to the 1. That'll bring up now second down, goal to go at the 1-yard line here for Glacier Peak.
Sorry, Tom. I don't know if this is just me, but in this offense right now that Glacier Peak's running, it's almost like they're just imposing their will on Skyline. They're just taking it to them up front, and they're just physically saying, we're just going to take it to you right here.
So second down and a yard to go at the second down, goal to go at the 1-yard line. We're 6:12 to play here in the third quarter. It's a 21-7 lead for Glacier Peak. Into the line of scrimmage they come. Second down, goal to go at the 1.
Mr. Lilich, maybe?
See what happens. They give it to King around the right side and into the end zone. 1-yard dive. Ryan King. Touchdown. Glacier Peak.
Pretty impressive.
On the right side for 6 points.
Yep. Impressive drive. Everybody's involved. They've had, 6 receivers in this game so far. And we're going to give you the drive here in just a moment. They ran about 5 plays in about 3.5 minutes. We're down to 5:55 to play in the third quarter. And now a 3-touchdown lead. And the extra point coming up here for Sam McAfee. The kick on the way, it's up, and it is good. So with 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the third quarter, our score, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 28, the Skyline Spartans 7. Back with more of this third quarter after this timeout.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
With Coach Joel Vincent, Steve Willits down on the sidelines. Alex Clausius in spotting this evening. Buddy Patrick talking our ears off in our ears is on the stats. Joel Boyer is here. Brandon Hamilton's running things back at the control center in downtown Everett. Tornado Ted Biener is watching a boat race pretty much out at Quilceda Stadium in Marysville. Halftime with Marysville-Pilchuck leading Bishop Blanchette 62-14.
Yeah, the crew's all here tonight.
They're here. We're all back. In fact, we're even going to take photos, and those will be up and available for just a nominal fee. We'll sign.
We're going to
sign them all.
We're going to do that to the audience.
Yeah. So waiting for the kick here by McAfee. Here's the approach, and they'll kind of squib kick it. It's going to be fielded here by Clark at the 30, heading cross field. Now trying to head up field. He does. 35-40, 45-50, and now into Glacier Peak territory, all the way down inside the 45-yard line. Jaden Clark on the return. Put him down inside the 45. Actually, put right on the 45. It'll be 1st and 10 for Skyline. Let's take a look at that scoring drive with Buddy Patrick.
Went 38 yards in 5 plays, all on the ground, taking 3:15 off of the clock. It was a 1-yard touchdown run by Ryan King. Sam McAfee's point after touchdown kick was good, and with 5:55 to play in the third quarter, Glacier Peak 28, Skyline 7.
So how long was the drive?
3 minutes and 15 seconds.
How many yards?
In 38 yards.
Thank you. That scoring recap brought to you by Erickson Furniture in Everett, located at 2015 Broadway, a family tradition since 1912. From the 45-yard line, 1st and 10, that looked like it may have been tipped a little bit. Clark makes the catch for no, they actually lose a yard. Is going to bring up 2nd and 11. And Erickson, I think, Steve, got the tip there. Really, Tom? Yeah. Okay, so it'll be a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11 coming up here for Skyline. 5:21 to. Wasn't that an incomplete pass? No, he caught the ball. I was wondering why the clock was running.
Yep.
There's a football game. 2nd down and 11 from the 46-yard line. Throwing the ball. It's going to be incomplete. Kind of off to the left. Carter King was the intended receiver. Incomplete. That will stop the clock. And Coach, we talked about it during the first half. It's kind of a disjointed game. Skyline just can't put anything together.
They can't, and it's, to me, I mean, Glacier Peak is obviously playing great team defense. We talked about that earlier. There's no one guy. They're all playing pretty good, but there just seems to not be any rhythm in this Skyline offense at all.
So it's 3rd down, 11 yards to go for the Spartans. Shotgun snap here for Valdez. Now he's being pressured, throws it, dumps it. It's going to be complete. Clark at the 45-40. J.P. Jones, across the 35 and down to the 30-yard line. 16 yards. That's a pretty good play there for a Skyline. That'll put it down to the 30. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Yeah, just as we say all that, they run a really cool little screen play there and pick up that 1st down, and maybe this is something that'll set them up to start moving the ball here on a regular basis.
But that's their biggest play from scrimmage in this football game, from the 30-yard line to their first down of the 2nd half. Give it to Clark on the handoff. Oh, he gets hit as he got...
There's nowhere to go in there. Nowhere to go.
And I was going to mention, Coach, on that previous play, there was a whole boatload of pressure on that quarterback.
Well, you want to slow down pressure?
Yeah.
Screen the defense. Just screen them to death. If they weren't going to bring that much pressure, okay, go ahead and screen them. It's tailor-made for screen. Maybe we'll see Skyline run a little bit more of that.
That was a 2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 8 at about the 28-yard line for Skyline. Joaquin Valdez is the quarterback. Hands it off. New man, that's Terpstra again. Terpstra fumbled the football, picked up. Here we go, at the 50, at the 40, at the 30. The scoop and score, reservation for 6. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. Jacob Erickson, the scoop and score. 72 yards and the touchdown.
When you hustle, good things happen.
Wow.
I think your term earlier in the game was Johnny on the spot.
Yep.
So he's running to the ball. He may not get there for the tackle, but he keeps running, and lo and behold, that ball squirts out, and he's there to scoop it up and score.
Yeah, 52, and then he held out the ball as he went across the goal line for the touchdown.
And the turnover chain has now made an appearance.
Steve had it on earlier, but Steve, you've given up the turnover chain.
I threatened to put it on earlier. I never quite did. I didn't have the nerve to do it.
I'm glad he put it.
Now I don't want to, because I think it's going to be a little sweaty. But
here's the approach by McAfee. It's up and good for the extra point. And the route is on now. Glacier Peak leads at 35-7 with 3:52 to go here in the third quarter. Back with more right here on KRKO. Okay.
Tyler and Matt, Waterline.
Hey, how you doing? We're here in the U District on a Thursday, replacing all the buried galvanized that's in the line.
Each of our homes depend upon their connection to water and sewer.
Hey, we're under the porch, putting in all new PEX, replacing all the galvanized, including the hose bib.
Over time, these lines age, change, and break down.
We're making our last connection. That's capping an old galvanized water line, and we should be done for the day.
Our Waterline team can help to make sure your connection runs smooth, healthy, and clean.
Special teams coach took a little extra time here, Tom, with the kickoff team of Glacier Peak. He's probably reminding them that even though we squib it or pooch it, we still got to cover the kick.
Yep.
And because that last return got away from them a little bit. So he's probably just reminding them, hey, we are going to squib it or pooch it probably, but you still have to cover, run your lanes, cover it like you normally would.
And you asked an interesting question a moment ago. What would a score like this do when the seating committee looks at it on Sunday morning?
Yeah, I mean, even if just say it ends here or maybe even gets a little more lopsided. How does that viewed by the seating committee? Does that make them a top 8 team? And that's a big determining factor, not only who they're going to play, but where they're going to play.
So here is with 3:52 to go in this third quarter, waiting for the approach here by McAfee. End over end and deep, and there is Randall. Crandall will take it at the 2-yard line to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, still on his feet, and it gets swarmed on and dropped at the 17-yard line, and that is where Skyline will put it in play. We take a look at that scoring drive.
And it was a fumble recovery by Jacob Erickson going 72 yards. The point after touchdown kick was good. With 3:52 to go in the third quarter. Grizzlies 35, the Spartans 7.
That scoring recap brought to you by McLean Insurance in Silver Lake. For all of your auto, home, and boat insurance needs, see Claudia McLean and her team at McLean Insurance in Silver Lake and online to autohomeboat.com.
2 scooper scores today.
It was. So from the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10 from the 18. Empty backfield here. Joaquin Valdez, the quarterback, double wide outs to the right. He's looking to the right. Now he's going to run straight up the middle, get to and take a slide down at the 24-yard line. Well, he slid late, and then the defenders came in and kind of pulled up, but they still kind of piled up on him.
It was a bit of an awkward slide, too.
Yeah. And we've only had one penalty in this game. That was the horse collar. And so a 5-yard run brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 coming up here from the 23-yard line. And here comes Skyline to the line of scrimmage. Trip set out to the left-hand side. From the 23, throw it's going to be complete. Hauling it in is Roney, and then he gets out, still running with a football across the 25 and still trying to carry guys with him, and he's going to get the first down. He didn't when he first caught it. He didn't when he got first touched. He's going to get 7 yards all the way out to the 30, and it'll be a 1st and 10 coming up here for Skyline.
Yeah, the end of that play turned into a bit of a rugby scrum, and this was about 8 guys in white and 8 guys in blue, and it was just a moving pile of people, and eventually gets past that first down marker.
So from the 30-yard line, left hash, 1st and 10 from the 30 for Skyline. Double wideouts to the right. The ball to the left hash mark. Sideline out to the left side. He's going to look left, throw left. It's going to be complete across the 40. And that's going to be complete. Nate Fisher makes the catch. That's a 13-yard gain and a 1st down out to the 43-yard line. Coach, before the ball game, Shane Keck said he knows a lot of these coaches, coached together at Mercer Island. They all kind of have intermingled over the years. I'll have a question here in a moment. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Ball at the left hash. Valdez drops back to pass, looks, fires. It's going to be complete at the 50, 45, 40, and all the way down. J.P. Jones all the way down to the 36-yard line. That's a 21-yard pass play. They'll move the sticks and a 1st down. How much when you've coached with somebody, now they play and coach for the other team, Do you know? I know exactly what he's going to run here.
Well, most of the guys he mentioned in the pregame were defensive guys.
Yep.
And Coach Keck does the defense here for Glacier Peak, even though he's the head coach. He's the defensive coordinator. So I'm quite sure he knows those guys pretty well. He knows what they're going to see in his film, how they're probably going to defend it. I think in the end, when both sides know each other pretty well, there's not a whole lot of secrets. Coaches run what they run. They like their schemes, and it looks to me tonight anyway, Sean and his offensive staff have Skyline's number. I almost said Mercer Island. Skyline's number, right? They were all Mercer Island together. But yeah, it's like he kind of figured he knew what they were going to do, and he's had an answer for it.
Of course, you can figure what the coach is going to do. It's the guys out there wearing the helmets that are doing the work, though.
Well, what do we say? A lot of times it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Willies and Joes. But his guys are doing it. They're getting it done.
From the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 for Skyline. Shotgun snap and the handoff. That's Weir across the 35. Still, but there's no quit as they're fighting for a yard or two, and they'll give them 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 here for Skyline. Inside 2 minutes now to play in the third quarter at Snohomish.
Getting to your, back to what you just said there, Tom. Every offensive play designed on paper is a touchdown.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yep.
And every defense drawn up against a formation is set to stop it. It really comes down to, do the kids execute it?
2nd down, 8 yards to go from the 34-yard line for Skyline. Back to pass. Valdez has some time this time. Now he'll tuck it and run it, and he's going to get back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Going to be no gain on the play. Put it right back at the 34-yard line.
Erickson in on another play there for Glacier Peak.
So 3rd down coming up with a minute to play in the third quarter.
It's always interesting. Back in the day, I'd go to coaches' clinics, and we'd meet at the end of the night and
have a beverage.
Oh, I lost my headset here.
So. We hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
All right. But drawing plays, and then you draw something, and the defensive guy, well, I do this. Well, if you did that, I do this.
Here's a throw. It's going to be incomplete. Incomplete pass. Crandall was intended receiver down the right-hand side. It's going to be incomplete. It's right down inside the 25-yard line. So 4th down coming up, and Steve, you said he trapped it.
Yeah, almost made a really nice diving play on that as they threw it to the outside shoulder there. He went down to the ground, but did trap it against the ground, and the official was right there to call it.
So that'll bring up now, with 34 seconds to go in this quarter, third quarter, it'll be 4th down and 8 yards to go at the 34-yard line. Valdez, shotgun snap, drops back. Sets up, has time, running to the right, still looking downfield. Now he'll throw it on the run. It's going to be complete down at the 20-yard line. Clark went high in the air and grabbed it. Then he got absolutely waylaid from behind by Ryder Wilkinson. It's a 15-yard pass play and a 1st down for Skyline. He went up and got it, Coach, no fear.
Yeah, he went up and got it, and that's not the first time we've called Ryder Wilkinson's name tonight. He's playing a pretty physical game from that safety spot.
Coming down inside 10 seconds to play in this third quarter, and that, I think, will bring it to a close unless they get a playoff here. Down to 5, down to 4. They're into formation. Here we go. Dropping back to pass with no time left on the clock. Put it into the corner of the end zone to Crandall. Out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete pass. And that is the way that this quarter will come to an end. Olsen on the coverage, and our score after 3. It's the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 35, the Skyline Spartans 7. 4th and final quarter coming up right here on KRKO.
35-7.
Yeah.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Shaw is on the hot seat. Yeah. Utah, Stanford. Utah's.
Welcome back to Snohomish, fourth and final quarter, and one of the deepest penetrations here for Skyline. It's second down, 10 yards to go at the 18-yard line, throwing the pass incomplete. I'll tell you what, Valdez took a shot as he let go of the football by JT Jones was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Grayson Fleur got to Valdez there and kind of forced an early throw and then put a pretty good lick on him to boot.
Third down, 10 yards to go from the 18-yard line now for Skyline. Just underway, fourth quarter in Snohomish. The winner advances, the loser goes home. They got to wait for the committee to decide how much they like you, what number they're going to give you on Sunday for next week. Back to pass on third down, throwing it over the middle. It's going to be complete at the 10. Crandall picks his way, trying to make it into the end zone. Can't do it yet. Does he do it? No, he loses the football, actually, and goes out of bounds. Got down to the 1-yard line. Coach, he had his blinker on, and he tried the first driveway, and it was blocked. And the second one was an alley, and that was blocked. And the third one, he got all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, a little dipsy doodle a couple times there, trying to get that ball turned vertical towards the goal line and kept having to bounce it out. But, boy, we got a glimpse of just how fast and nimble he was right there. Yeah. But very fortunate break there for him as well. He was reaching that ball out to extend it to the pylon. Had that ball been knocked out and went through the end zone, would have been a touchback. It would have been Glacier Peak's ball.
So first down, goal to go at the 1-yard line for Skyline. Valdez gets the snap. He'll hand it off. Give it to Terpstra into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown. Skyline. Terpstra into a 1-yard gain and a 1-yard touchdown run. Pretty straightforward there, right into the end zone for Terpstra, and the Skyline Spartans get on the scoreboard here for the second time.
Well, we see Crandall get heavily involved there. I'm just wondering why we didn't see this a little earlier in the game.
And it looked like they were going to go for two, but they just set up in kind of a strange formation, and now they set up for the traditional extra point coming up here for Spencer King. The snap, the spot, and the kick is up, and it is good. With 11 minutes and 42 seconds to play in the football game, our score, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 35 and the Skyline Spartans 14. Back with more right after this timeout.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
So here we go. We'll take a look at that scoring drive by Skyline in a moment. 11:42 to play in the game and a 35-14 lead for the Grizzlies over the Spartans. And here is the approach by King. Kind of an onside kick. It is an onside kick, and they're going to scramble for it. And it's going to be Skyline football. It hit Glacier Peak player. It went the required 10 yards, and it's Skyline's football.
Yeah, Hunter Neal came out of the pile with that ball for Skyline. Now we've got the referees talking here now.
Yeah, Spencer King did the onside kick, did a nice job. Went the required distance. They're still talking about it, the officials are. Skyline's pretty much... Well, they're high-fiving each other down there, the officials are. So Skyline's got the football and the 50-yard line. We'll take a look at that scoring drive in a moment unless they have a scoring drive here. They're started at the 50-yard line, first down, 10 yards to go for Skyline. Down 35-14. Do they have big play potential? They do. As long as you've got Crandall out there. Back to pass is Valdez. He's going to put one right down the center. It's going to be incomplete. Aired it out there. Carter King was the intended receiver. Incomplete pass. Buddy Patrick has a look at that previous scoring drive.
The Spartans putting together their first offensive scoring drive of the game, an 82-yard drive in 11 plays, 5 on the ground, 6 through the air, taking 3 minutes and 57 seconds off of the clock. It was a 1-yard run by Bronson Terpstra. Spencer King's point after touchdown kick was good, and with 11:42 to go in the fourth quarter, it's Glacier Peak Grizzlies 35, the Skyline Spartans 14.
The scoring recap brought to you by Hometown Handyman. If you've got items on your to-do list that need to be crossed off, go to hometownhandymanpnw.com and support a veteran-owned business, hometownhandymanpnw.com. Second down, 10 yards to go from the 50-yard line. Valdez throws.
Pick six.
Picked, and he's on his way at the 30, at the 20, Ashton Olsen at the 10, at the 5, touchdown, Glacier Peak. A pick six from 50 yards away, and the score for the Grizzlies.
Well, that's one way to answer that, Skyline.
Ashton Olsen picked it just about the 50-yard line, and then it was smooth sailing. He had maybe one guy he had to beat.
Yeah, he had to beat Valdez, the quarterback. But you pick that ball in the flat, there's a lot of green grass.
And it was off to the races. And the officials have changed up too. They got Steve Jensen now under the goalpost. I think the injuries are catching up with the officials that don't want to have to do a bunch of running. Waiting for the snap and the addition of the extra point by McAfee. It's on the way, it's up, and it is good.
And the kick is good.
And we will keep it right here after that pick six. We've seen Coach a couple of scoop and scores and a pick six. Just about everything tonight.
We've seen a little bit of everything tonight. We saw the blocked field goal that was scooped and scored. We saw just a regular old fumble, scoop and score. Now we see a pick six. And, you know, a lot of times in these big games, you're going to see big plays.
Well, the biggest play that preceded all of that was the onside kick, which was done to perfection by Skyline.
Yeah, it was really well done, and Glacier Peak couldn't come up with it. It was going to give Skyline an extra possession here, and hopefully for them cut that lead down a little bit, but it was not to be. Valdez has an errant throw there in the flat, and Glacier Peak quickly answers.
And sometimes you have to do that, right? You have to steal a possession.
Yeah, especially now. You know, the clock now is working against you. Anytime Glacier Peak has the ball, you're going to have to force them to go 3 and out to have any chance to get back in this game.
Let's go to Buddy Patrick with a look at that scoring drive.
It was a 50-yard pick six by Ashton Olsen. Sam McAfee's kick was good, and with 11:23 to go here in the fourth quarter, Glacier Peak 42, Skyline 14.
That scoring recap brought to you by GSR Rentals in Monroe, serving East King and Southern Snohomish counties with quality party and equipment rentals. Go to gsrrentals.com. Zola set up the football at the 40-yard line near hash mark, and McAfee will kick it for Glacier Peak. The door was open there for a moment for Skyline. Down by a couple, 2-3 scores, but with the football at the 50-yard line, but the pick six pretty much put this one out of reach again. Here is the approach of the kick. McAfee high, end over end. Crandall fields at the 11-yard line to the 15. Runs into a man, now goes back the other way. Goes back to the 15-yard line, got to the 20, then goes out of bounds on the near sideline. And he looks like he's kind of a little gimpy as well as he comes and goes out of bounds on the near sideline. Throws the ball to the ball boy, and it'll be 1st and 10. Where are they going to spot him? At the 18? Yeah, 18-yard line, 1st and 10 here for Skyline. Through a pick six on their last play. See what they conjure up here with 11:16 to play in the game. 42-14 the score, and here comes Skyline.
And Crandall's going to the sideline.
Yeah, he's off. So they'll come out with trip set to the right, the wide side of the field, one to the left, the narrow side of the field. And Valdez takes the snap, and this play, I think they took too much time, or are we going to have a timeout called? Actually, we're going to have a timeout called here by Skyline, and we'll step aside with 11 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the football game. 42-14, Grizzlies leading the Spartans. Back with more after this.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
A couple of scores. Surprise down at the Lincoln Bowl in Tacoma. They go to the fourth quarter, and Stanwood leading Lincoln 34-28. So they got a basketball game going on down there. 1st and 10 here for Skyline. Shotgun snap, back to pass. Pressured, he throws. It's going to be complete at the King at the 25, out to the 26, and a flag comes in. Only the second flag we've seen in the game. It's going to be an 8-yard gain on the pass play. I think maybe, are we going to see a face mask maybe? Or it seems like it was awful late for it to be a hold. No, they're going to say an illegal block in the back against the Skyline Spartans. So only the second penalty of this entire football game. Earlier we gave you the score as Marysville Pilchuck's running away with Bishop Blanchette. It was 62-14 at the half. Arlington in the second quarter was leading Auburn Mountain View 21-0. And then a final that's come across. Granite Falls beat Bellingham 46-6. That was a non-league game, but Granite Falls put together a good season this year.
They have. And when's the last time Granite Falls has won a playoff or a play-in or a playoff game?
Right.
It's got to be back to the early 90s,
yep.
I think.
Yep. So it's going to be 1st and 13. First down, 13 yards to go at the 15-yard line. Throw the pass, going to be complete out at about the 13. And then fighting forward, Clark gets out close to the 20. I think they're going to give forward progress to the 20-yard line. And somebody's hopping out of there and very, very happy.
Yeah, that's Mr. Claps.
Yep.
Yeah. He's kind of been everywhere tonight.
I think he's on our list, isn't he? On the
he's got to
player
be
of the game watch list.
Yeah, he's got to be on the short list.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball at the 20. They come to the line of scrimmage. And Valdez will take the shotgun snap. They empty the backfield. As he does, the screen pass can be complete at the 20, 25, and out to the far sideline and out of bounds. J.P. Jones will carry it out of bounds for about a 9-yard gain, and that'll move the sticks for a first down for Skyline. Stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That's where they place the football. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. To the line of scrimmage they come. Right hash. Double wide out to the left side. Single to the right, and here's the snap. Back to pass. Throwing is going to be incomplete. It was tipped away. Tyler King is there. Kinney was there. Tyler Kinney tipped the ball away. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10 for Skyline. We'll be back with you next week. Now we really don't know when it'll be or where we'll be. We're packing up the gear, boys. So we will be with you next week. Just depends on who's playing who and who's playing where next week. And it could be Saturday night as well or Friday, but we'll bring you one game next week. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Rolling out to pass, now sliding with the football. Got back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's going to be it for Valdez, the quarterback. Nobody open downfield. You got to give credit now to the defensive backs for Glacier Peak. They played a good ball game tonight.
Yeah, they really covered Skyline down. You also got to give credit to this defensive line of Glacier Peak, who have put Mr. Valdez under pressure all night. He's had to be on the run quite a bit.
3rd and 10 from the 29-yard line for Skyline. 9.5 to play. Back to pass. Looking, firing is going to be incomplete. Incomplete. I thought he was going to make the catch, but falling backwards. Aiden Clark was the intended receiver. He had it, and then he got absolutely decked by the defender, and the ball was laying at his feet. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, I did not see the catch the number of the defender there, but I agree with you. It was because of that defender dislodging that ball that was not completed.
So they'll change up some personnel here. It'll be 4th down, and you got to figure you're in 4-down territory now.
Yeah, this is your season here. There's no punting here.
4th down from the 29-yard line for Skyline. Trip set to the left. Back to pass Valdez. Looking, stepping up, throwing. It's going to be incomplete. Weir was the intended receiver, too high for him and incomplete. That'll turn it over on downs, and Glacier Peak will have the short field here. They'll start at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
And surprise, surprise, Ryder Wilkinson was lurking around in there.
Yeah.
Had that ball been caught, I think we would have seen quite a collision there. But to Ryder's credit, he kind of laid off there when he saw that it had bounced off the receiver's hands.
So from the 29-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10. Update you the score from Quilceda Stadium. 38 seconds left in the game. Marysville Pilchuck with a 62-28 lead over Bishop Blanchette. So the power formation here again for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. They'll toss it to King. King tries the right side, still running at the 25-20. Still running. Well, he just doesn't stop. He's a little guy, but he just keeps going and going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. That'll be a 13-yard gain and a 1st down. He'll move the sticks.
Now, at this point in the game, this is where this offense makes me a little nervous if I'm the head coach because, again, we've got River Lean lead blocking in a game that's pretty much, out of hand at this point. I mean, it's pretty much done at this point, I would think, and so that's kind of the drawback of this offense is that they're not going to change the way they block things now. So he's going to be in their lead blocking.
17-yard line, 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak. Claps will get it, heads around the left-hand side, it eludes one man, eludes a second man, not 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That'll push him out of bounds. He's going to get a gain of about 6. Down inside the 15-yard line. Or put him down out of bounds at the 12. And that'll bring up 2nd and about 4 coming up here for Glacier Peak. Clock stops as he steps out of bounds with 8:34 to go in the game. 42-14 the lead for Glacier Peak. On your coaching card, when is the lead insurmountable?
Well, I mean, we're talking here, they're 4 scores down with 8 minutes to go.
Yep.
I mean, unless you absolutely shoot yourself in the foot, which they won't do in this offense if they're running currently. They're going to just hand the ball off. But I would say about now.
2nd and 5. From inside the 15-yard line, fake on the toss. They're going to throw the pass. It's going to be complete at the 10. At the 5, Lilich then falls forward inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down. It's going to bring up a 9-yard gain and a 1st down goal to go coming up here for Glacier Peak, threatening again.
Can I say I really like what Glacier Peak is doing here?
Yes.
With this double tight, double wing. Much more variety, like I said earlier, than we saw last week. But they have got a lot of great complementary plays off that base play, and it looks really good.
8th different receiver. 1st down, goal to go at the 3. Give it to Lilich on the handoff. He's still fighting for yardage, still trying to push the pile into the end zone. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a 2-yard gain. So it's going to bring up 2nd down, goal to go at the 1 for the Grizzlies.
Short of the goal line.
Fighting and clawing and looking for an extra yard, but he gets 2, needed 3. 2nd down, goal to go at the 1. We're inside 8 minutes to play now in the game. And we're 1 score away from running clock. That kind of snuck up on us too. It's 40. Oh, 2 scores away.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it. It's the math.
Those math classes at Snohomish. I've heard about those.
Yeah. Here's the run to Claps and into the end zone. I can do this one. 1 yard, a run by Claps, touchdown, Glacier Peak.
As long as we're not talking about multiple numbers.
Carry the 1. I was told there's no math in this gig, so. Okay, so the touchdown for Glacier Peak. They lead it 48-14. That's not running clock. That's 34 points. It needs to be 40 points. Okay, I'm good. I'm good now. This is way too many blows to the head. Self-inflicted blows to the head, by the way. Waiting for the intent of the extra point. Sam McAfee to kick it. It's airborne. It's up, and it is good. With 7 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the game, our score, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 49, the Skyline Spartans 14. Back with more from Snohomish right after this timeout.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
The second half. I do know it was running clock up in Marysville, and the Tomahawks get the win tonight over Bishop Blanchette, the final of 62-28. So we should be hearing from Tornado Ted Beater before we exit this game. 49-14. We'll take a look at that scoring drive here in just a moment as they're teeing up the football. In fact, we'll go to Ted here in just a moment as well. But we'll wait for the kickoff here because always big play potential from Skyline. Although, do we see Mr. Crandall out there, or is he done for the evening?
Yeah, I don't see him out there.
So here is the approach. The kick, high and end over end, taken at the Clark at about the 12-yard line, 15, 20, 25, at the 30, still running at the 35, and all the way out to the 36-yard line. Owen in on the tackle. It'll bring up 1st and 10 here for Skyline. Let's go to Buddy Patrick with a look at that scoring drive.
Glacier Peak, 29 yards, 5 plays, 3 on the ground, 2 through the air, 1:57 off of the clock, a 1-yard run by Jaden Claps. The point after touchdown kick was good, and with 7:18 to go here in the football game, Glacier Peak 49, Skyline 14.
That scoring recap brought to you by the Law Office of Russell and Hill, proud sponsors of the Boy and Girl Athlete of the Month and Athletes of the Year program. Russell and Hill, call 800-LAW-0842. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line for Skyline. Shotgun snap back, give it to Weir around the right side. He's going to hurdle a man at the 40, flag down all the way out to the 45-yard line, but we'll hold the phone on the flag. We'll go down to Steve on the sideline.
Yeah, since you were just talking about Russell and Hill and their support of the male and female student athlete of the month, we should point out our September female athlete of the month was Chloe Seelhoff from right here at Glacier Peak, and she and her teammates right back here on this field tomorrow, 2 p.m. start time, a winner to state loser out soccer game against Mount Si. So if anybody's in the area, come check out a soccer game tomorrow.
So we're waiting for the march off of the penalty here. Looks like it was a hold. And so they'll put it down at the 28-yard line. We'll go to Ted here after this play, see what happens. It's going to be 1st and 20. Second string defense in now for the Grizzlies. 1st and 20, back to pass. Valdez looking, throws. It's going to be complete, but only for about a 3 or 4 yard gain to Weir. Let's go to Tornado Ted Beaner out at Quilceda Stadium in Marysville. You saw a runaway tonight, Ted.
Well, this pass is complete to number 9, Aiden Clark. Tackled by number 20.
Thank you very much, Ted Beaner. Drive safely on your way home. Here, Clark gets a reception for about 12 yards for Skyline. Puts him out to the 44-yard line, where it brings up 3rd down, 3 yards to go for the Spartans. Down to 5:45 to play in the game. Glacier Peak with a 49-14 lead over Skyline. I always wanted to say Stanwood. You see Spartans. Yeah, we want to get an update on the Stanwood Lincoln score as well. 3rd and 3, and rolling out to pass is Valdez, and Valdez will go out of bounds. See where they spot it, right about for no gain, I think.
Loses about 2 yards.
Actually, a loss of 5. Okay, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds see where they placed the football
about the
down.
39, I think.
This is on 4 yards, correction.
It kind of took, so a loss of 5. Took a while to place that football down. And so it's going to be now 4th down and 8 yards to go at the 39-yard line. Here comes Skyline. Trip set to the right, the wide side of the field. Skyline, their white jerseys, white helmets, green numbers and trim, moving from right to left. On a 4th down play, shotgun snap, back to pass. Throwing is going to be complete out at the 50-yard line. Clark makes the catch as he's rolling to the ground out to the 49-yard line. That's a 10-yard gain and a first down for Skyline. Skyline gets the first down. And with 5 minutes to play, we're getting the indication, the score. Lincoln and Stanwood with 5 minutes to play in the game. 35-34 Lincoln. So looks like maybe a missed extra point by Stanwood. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Terpstra tried the left-hand side. Heads upfield at the 50, at the 45, at the 40. Dives forward to the 35-yard line. To be a 15-yard run here by Terpstra, and another first down for Skyline. Again, playing against the second-team defense for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies.
Yeah, I would expect this to happen. With the personnel that Glacier Peak's got out there, they're giving some of these young kids a chance to play, and Skyline essentially has all their starters minus Crandall, it seems. So, yeah, this is not to be not expected here.
So 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Back to pass, Valdez throws a little screen pass. I think it was it caught? If it was behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be J.P. Jones who makes the catch.
Yeah, Chase Cumming there plays that screen really, really well. Yeah, and that was what I was going to talk about earlier. Slow down pass rush time, you want to screen teams, but one of the things you always coach your defensive linemen is if it's too good to be true, then it's too good. Motor down, find the back, because on those screens, you usually get like one punch and then the lineman lets you go. So it's too good to be true, motor down, find the back.
2nd down, 12 yards to go from the 38-yard line. Shotgun snap, throw the ball. It's going to be complete to Weir. Weir will fall forward for about a 2-yard gain back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he just kind of ran up and he caught the ball. By the time he could get his head turned around, he kind of run up into the back of his blocker out there on the edge and kind of just stumbled and fell down.
So 3rd and 10 from the 36. Double wideouts to the left-hand side, doubles to the right as well, the narrow side of the field. On 3rd and 10, shotgun snap, back to pass. Valdez sets up, going deep, has a man down there, into traffic, knocked away by the defender and incomplete. Gabe Russell was down there defending. The intended receiver was Clark for Skyline. Incomplete pass brings up now 4th down for Skyline. Clock is stopped with 3:06 to play. And let's talk a little bit about our upcoming player or players of the game. Coach, who do you like?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Let me think.
Okay, let's go down. Steve's going to step in front of you in line.
Perfect.
If he's thinking, I got 2 in my mind. I'll let you call this play first here.
4th down, going forward here. 4th down, 36-yard line. Back to pass, Valdez looking, setting up, firing. Is going to be complete at the 20 and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Clark makes the catch, steps out of bounds at the 14, stops the clock. It's a 23-yard gain and a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 coming up here for Skyline at the 13-yard line. Steve.
Well, one obvious one is Trey Lechner. I think some of the runs he had earlier, big plays, big runs, got a couple of touchdowns. Here's one for you, though. How about number 52, Jacob Erickson, a big 65-yard or whatever it was, fumble recovery for a touchdown. He's been all over the place on defense tonight. And not only that, but he's also the starting center, and they've been doing a lot of their running plays up the middle, and he's been powering them in that regard as well. So he's been getting it done on both sides of the field, on both sides of the ball.
Coach, I kind of like that one.
Yeah, I do too, and I wouldn't have an issue with either one of those guys. The other guy that kind of factored into my equation was Mr. Claps. I thought he played a great game, but yeah, I agree with you. I thought that Jacob Erickson has played a fantastic game. And, he's a two-way starter and plays center, like Steve said. And And that center is that captain, that leader of that offensive line, and there is no doubt that offensive line dominated Skyline tonight.
Second down, 3 yards to go at the 6-yard line for Skyline. Back to pass, throwing, and that's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Skyline. Little pass over to the left-hand side. 6 yards. Nate Fisher hauls it in for the Skyline score.
Nate Fisher.
That was a nice play, the way it was drawn up.
Yeah, a nice little slant route down there in the red zone, and ball was thrown a little bit behind him. He makes a great adjustment. He's able to turn those hips and shoulders back and catch it. Pretty good catch there. He's a sophomore.
So it'll be the extra point coming up here. So Skyline has made it kind of a game here. They've done, yeah, I think respectable.
It'll look better in the record books.
Yeah, they're not being blown out by any stretch. Here is the kick on the way by Spencer King. It's up and it's good. With 2:26 to play in the football game, our score, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 49 and the Skyline Spartans 21. Back with the conclusion of this one after this timeout.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
One Gabe Russell is a low deep man. Spencer King tees it up. The onside kick attempt is covered by number 3, Ashton Olsen. And about the Glacier Peak 33-yard line, where they'll have it 1st and 10. Caleb Koffler is in for quarterback for the Grizz. Number 26, Crispin Bonshi is the ball carrier. He's dropped for a couple-yard loss. Brought down by number 65, Ben Kirshner. Crispin Bonshi tackled a nice play by number 11, Hunter Neal, on the 3rd down. That'll bring up 4th down and you're on Sam McDaniel. Number 8, Aiden Clark, drops back deep. McAfee's kick rolls out of bounds at the Spartans' 42-yard line. We'll have it 1st and 10 with 35 seconds to go. Well, Dez on the scramble gets 1st down. Brought down by number 53, Luke Owen. A timeout by Skyline. Well, this is pass is complete to number 8, Aiden Clark. He's run out of bounds by number 1, Gabe Russell. Valdez's pass is incomplete. Intended for number 8, Aiden Clark. Timeout Skyline. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to catch the KRKO radio postgame show on your way home tonight. Tonight's crew of Tom Lafferty, Joel Vincent, and Steve Blitz will have the snaps and the stars of the game, plus all the highlights. The best in Snohomish County Prep football every week on Everett's greatest hits, KRKO AM 1380 and FM 95.3. Streaming live at krko.com on the KRKO app. Next week's game will feature a 3A, 4A state regional playoff game. Well, Bill's pass is incomplete. Folks, thanks for coming out tonight. Please remember to be kind on your way out and safe on your way home.
You would have liked to have put more points on in the first half. You put 35 on in the second half.
Yeah, the offense got rolling, a little bit there, running the ball. And, we had a defensive touchdown, and actually 2 defensive touchdowns, which is a big deal. And just happy for the kids.
Talk about the defensive touchdowns. Obviously, they were kind of shutting them down all night, but then Erickson, who, by the way, for a center, it's about as much speed as I think I've ever seen running down a sideline, and then we get the pick six later on in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jacob's a fantastic player. Almost had a pick six himself last week against Lake. Was tackled on the 1, and so happy for him. That kid is the heart and soul of everything we believe in and everything we do, and love to see him get rewarded like that. And then Ashton Olsen, read a running back screen really well and jumped it and took it to the house. So big plays. Obviously, that's a big swing momentum-wise on our side. So
we were talking about it a little bit up in the booth, but again, this is a little bit of a different era we're living in now. The committee's going to meet. They're going to pick the next 1 through 16 teams. Top 8, coach, get a home playoff game. Give them your spiel right now. Does this team deserve to have another home game?
Yeah, I think so. You look at our body of work. We've beaten 3 KingCo teams. We lost to, we're number 2 out of our league with a 6-point loss to our conference championship. We're number 6 in this seeding of 22 teams, and I think there's probably 2 teams, the conference champions from the east side, they're going to come in. So we think we should be right there, that 7-8 spot. So you look at our body of work. We had the toughest opponent win percentage in the state this year. So we scheduled a really difficult schedule, and so I think that plays into it. So I think we should be playing here next Friday.
Coach, I think your team's gathering. I better let you go. Congratulations. Best of luck next week.
Hey, thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.
There you go. Thanks very much to Steve and Shane Keck and Coach Joel Vincent. Do you agree with him?
I absolutely agree with him. That topic's come up several times. Their schedule, strength of schedule. They didn't schedule anyone that that you looked at it and said, well, there's a win. I mean, they had to come and play every week.
Right.
And their body of work is good, and you've got to honor those couple of teams in Eastern Washington. Maybe they are a couple of the teams that Alex was talking about, but when we're talking about the rest of those spots that are available and those teams that are here on the west side of the mountains, I think that Glacier Peak's got to be in the conversation as being a top 8.
So give me your thoughts on this game tonight. Let's start on the Skyline part.
Well, I just think Skyline was a little bit outmanned tonight. It was kind of apparent once Glacier Peak kind of decided they were going to go double tight and run the ball and just say, we just dare you to stop it. Skyline couldn't do it. And it was just about Glacier Peak being physical up front and getting their running backs running downhill. We saw early in the game, they tried a lot of the fly sweep stuff. They were making Lechner bounce. And they did a great job in that part in defending the Glacier Peak spread. But once Glacier Peak got into that double tight, condensed formation, 11 guys in the box, they just kind of took it to Skyline.
And how about on the Glacier Peak side? You like that double tight look?
Oh, I liked all the complimentary plays I saw off it tonight.
Right.
So
they didn't have those last week.
They didn't have those last week, and that's really, I think, kind of the cool thing from a coaching perspective is you knew you were going to have to hand this film off to Skyline. They're going to see that you ran double tight, double wing, but I think last week we saw 2 plays out of it. We saw that fullback dive, and then we saw that short little toss with the quarterback lead. Well, today they ran jet off it. They ran play-action pass off it. They run the counter off it. Now, the only downside of that is whoever you get matched up with coming up, they're going to have seen all those now. So what wrinkles can you add to it for next week?
So we will come back and have our players of the game. Both teams are gathered around their coaches out on the field. So our players of the game are coming up here shortly. Again, our score, the final, Glacier Peak 49. They advance with a win over Skyline 49-21. Back with more on the postgame show after this. Well, I'm not.
Next time you claps, where's claps at? Jaden. We got two of them.
In the 4A Quad District game, it was the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 49, the Skyline Spartans 21. Before we get to our players of the game, let's talk about a couple of finals that have come across. We'll give these later as well, but Marysville-Pilchuck beats Bishop Blanchette 62-28, so they advance. Arlington shuts out Auburn Mountain View 35-0. They advance. And how about the Stanwood Spartans? They hang on and win it 40-35 over the Lincoln Aves down at the Lincoln Bowl in Tacoma. So the Stanwood Spartans will advance into the regional round in the Class 3A as well next week. Now time for our Allstate Insurance Good Hands Player of the Game, brought to you by Allstate Insurance agent Brian Reed. Brian lives and works in your community. Stop by the Brian Reed Agency in Everett or call 425-337-4646. With Brian Reed and Allstate, you're in good hands. Steve Willits on the sideline.
Yeah, we are with our Brian Reed Good Hands Allstate Player of the Game, Jacob Erickson, starting center, started on the D-line, picked up a fumble and ran it, 60-something, 70-something yards. And Jacob, first of all, I got to tell you, for a center, I don't think I've ever seen that kind of speed running down a sideline.
Yeah, I mean, all the off-season training finally paid off, and I, showed off the wheels tonight.
You're also a three-sport athlete, correct? Wrestling and baseball?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
How much do those sports help you with a sport like football?
Oh, they help monumentally, just with a lot of athleticism throughout the year and just keeping it going.
Talk a little bit about the fumble recovery for a touchdown. Third quarter, I was on the other side of the field, so I didn't see who stripped it, where the ball was. Take us through the play.
So I started off on the right side of the line, and Michael Fenton, Grayson LaFleur got in the backfield, and they hit the running back real good. And the ball ended up on the ground. I saw it, and I took my chance, picked up, and just started sprinting. And next thing you know, I saw the quarterback, and I was in the end zone somehow.
Well, we should talk about that because we did the game last week against Lake Stevens. You had an interception, and you came so close to scoring. I think you were tackled on the 1 or 2 yard line. Defensive linemen don't always get a chance to score touchdowns, so to come that close and then to get one here the very next week, worth the wait?
Oh, absolutely. It was definitely worth the wait. We'll do it again in a heartbeat.
Talk about the defense a little bit tonight. It seemed like every time we were looking, there was a different guy making a play. We were trying to kind of hone in on one guy, but it wasn't tonight. It was a team effort.
Absolutely. The team played really well tonight, and we played as a team, which helped the effort a lot. And by the end of the game, it really showed in the score.
So give us some names, some of the other guys playing on the line with you tonight who was maybe making a big contribution.
We had Adam Troxel, Austin Emmons, Micah Harrelson, Connor Meyer, and then we had Chase Cumming and Baxter Cox in rotation as well.
Chase Cumming, not a big guy either. He's taking on some big fellas.
He is, and he's doing a great job. He's coming up big for us this year.
Now talk a little bit about the offense tonight. For a center, I've got to think when they start bringing in those double tight end sets and they start saying, hey, we're just going to give it to Lechner, we're going to give it to whomever, and we're going to have them run right up the middle. It's got to be your dream, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I just love hitting kids in the middle. It's just making havoc. It's awesome.
So I guess we just mentioned some D-line guys, mentioned some offensive line guys tonight.
We had Austin Emmons, Baxter Cox, and Adam Troxel both had great games. Anthony Guerrero stepped up after Joseph Johnson got hurt. And at the end of the game, we had some younger guys come in and get some reps, which was great to see.
And when you guys are running the ball, too, especially when you go from Lechner to King, kind of a thunder and lightning thing. How is that for you guys as blockers?
It's a really fun team to block for because we have athletes all around us. There's nothing we can do wrong, really, when we have athletes like that.
Sunday morning, you wake up, you don't know who you're going to play yet. Is it kind of feeling like a holiday or your birthday and you're waiting to open a gift? What's that going to be like for you guys?
It's like Christmas morning. I just can't wait to find out.
You hoping for a home game?
Absolutely. Home game is so fun for me.
There you go. Jacob Erickson tonight is our Brian Reed Good Hands team All-State Player of the Game. And Jacob, we're going to have you wait a minute here so I can get a picture with you. Jaden Claps is also over here, and we're going to quickly do another interview here for the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game for STSPN. Jaden, 4-year starter at safety. And do I understand this correctly? Were you a former quarterback?
Yeah, I used to play quarterback. I threw it up today, but I mean, it didn't work out, but there's a little flashback for me. It was nice, but yeah.
Well, and when I see you playing safety, you kind of play safety like a quarterback too, right? Talk a little bit about some of the correlations there and how it's somewhat similar on the defensive side of things.
I mean, for defense, I would say at safety, everything's a progression. Just like a quarterback, you get your tackle reads, then you're going to your receivers, seeing what looks you're getting, and everything's just a process. You just got to read the field, and you got to go pick the ball off like we did it today. My boy Ashton, shout out him. He's a dog.
And the way you guys are playing back there in the back side of things, when one guy gets a pick six, does it kind of feel like the entire secondary does?
Oh yeah, we're always so hyped. I mean, when I saw Jacob get his pick too, like when I saw Ashton and Jacob, they're getting their picks, I was sprinting down. I'm ready to go celebrate because that's a big win for us. So, yeah.
Give us some names. Mention the guys in the secondary. We were calling them out tonight earlier, but let's have you say their names.
I mean, I got Ashton Olsen, Ryder Wilkinson, Reggie Valamonte, Caleb Kaufman stepped in too, and yeah, we just balled out today.
You balled out today. You get to play for another week. Like I said, you're 4 years in this program. Where does this game rank for you?
I mean, shoot, I don't even know. This was a pretty fun game. This is a pretty fun game. I'd say it's ranked top five for me.
And the best part, you're not done playing for Glacier Peak yet.
Oh yeah, keep going. Let's go.
There you go, Jaden Claps, player of the game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you very much, Steve. And our players of the game. All players of the game receive a sweatshirt provided by Screen Printing Northwest. Right now, let's hear from Brian Reed.